Okay then.
Because it was the Bang Bang Kitty. She came in. I was like, I said something to like be licking your face. I'm like, licking my face. Kitty go meow, licking the face. I'm like,
Oh
no, I'm
god.
meant to like put peanut butter on your toes and let the dog out. She goes, I don't like feet, so I'm not doing that.
God.
Like, damn son.
Damn son.
I'm like, I'm keeping it PG now. On they're like, nah, I can't really talk about the fucking beef curtains because you know how the freaking Subway sandwiches how they sometimes
But look like the beef
fucking
curtains.
our mate was talking about teriyaki beef
Yep.
and like you cut it thin and it looks like meat curtains. He said
Oh god.
it's like fucking beef curtains. I was like, it's like the fucking subs, like the way they make it. It's like there it is, like
There it is.
so random. Like the conversations. I have to
Yeah.
record them.
They get pretty
Fucking
wild by the sounds of it.
crazy. Well, this dude's like in his 40s, so he just goes off. There's also an ex-military guy in the chat too.
Hey, that's
Like
pretty cool.
he was a sergeant for 25 years.
Mm.
He called Sergeant Major. He'd be like, "Come over to Arizona or something. I'll teach you how to shoot." I'm like, "I'm fine.
I'm fine. No, I'm not learning.
I'm not coming there just to fucking learn how to shoot."
Right. Doing everything else while you're there.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, it'd be pretty cool because he's got like M4s, fucking uh, scars, everything.
Mm.
He said he likes shooting a bow, so
Oh, shooting bows are pretty fun. So
right. I've only done it once. Fucking hard
I
though.
got a bow. Oh.
Geo.
Well, with that out,
Mm.
with that there.
You got everything.
No, most of everything. Bit of an interesting intro.
Like the fucking beef curtains and
Beef
fucking
curtains. It's gonna start with
licking
those
your
beef curtains. It's starting with those beef curtains.
fucking licking peanut butter off your toes.
But anyway,
Oh.
anyway, what's up, beardies and beardettes? You're listening to another fine episode of the Beardy Bros. It's gonna be back to front on there.
Should have worn mine, shouldn't I? To be fair.
Oh wait, I should have realised. Oh, I can't flip. Wait, can I flip it? I've stuffed up.
What?
I stuffed. I can't
What have
flip
you
my...
done? What have you
No, I got a
done?
recording. I'm wondering if I could flip my. Oh god. I was wondering if I could flip my camera around.
What? It's fine on mine. It says Beardy Bros.
I know, but on my end it's all back to front. So Jim can read it the right way. You guys have got it the wrong way. For some reason, I'm flipped, and I realize I'm like that every single time. The
Yep.
podcast is always mirrored for me, but Jim's facing the right way. I'm never the right way. I don't know why I've never bothered to do that. I don't know why I've never bothered to adjust the podcast. So basically, every time you look at the videos of the podcast, I'm flipped.
Why
I've
are you
never,
flip though?
I've never actually been the right way.
Never noticed that.
If
I don't pay attention to. I just listened and like.
I don't know if there's a way of actually flipping the camera around.
It's not vertical flip. That's puts it upside down. You want a horizontal flip. Flimp.
Is there a way? I don't even know how to flip it.
Horizontal flip. In your camera settings, I think. In OBS.
Oh.
And that's how I do mine through OBS.
Well, we're gonna a small hiccup. Jim's gonna eat whatever he's chowing on. First time I think eating on the podcast, is it?
Garlic bread.
Garlic bread.
Oh, you've
Right.
done it once, haven't you?
Bear with me while I try and load this up and see if I can flip my camera around because I just realised I don't know why it's taken me so long till now to really pay attention that it's the wrong way around. Bear with me. We're going to go in the camera settings. We're going to go video. We're going to go to...
I think of Mr. Bean dance. I was gonna do it, but I'm not.
How do I even flip it?
Um,
Oh my god.
go
What have I...
properties. Click on webcam. Go properties. And let me bring mine up.
Oh, that's right. In here again. Properties. What's it under? What is it under?
Click on webcam.
Yes, I did.
Go properties.
Technical
Then come down the
difficulties.
bottom. I was only flipped vertically. I don't know. Hang on. Hang on. Come up to transform. Flip horizontal. Go to transform.
Oh, that even...
Flip, flip horizontal. Where you got properties, come above that.
No, it hasn't done anything in Discord.
Wait, what? Discord? OBS.
Yeah, I've done it in OBS, edited it in OBS, but nothing's changed to...
No, did you do the flip horizontal?
Yeah.
What if I do it? Oh, it doesn't change, does it? What the fuck? Have I just now flipped that for the next time? Oh shit.
Sorry, I just realised I've never... Well, what a start to the podcast, by all means. Jesus Christ.
Let's just leave it.
It is what it is. I only just really... Oh, I mean, I think I've briefly came across it before, but for some reason I am. Because I always just realised, why is the mic always on that side when it should be flipped and facing the other way? That's going to irk me. Or kind of irk me off to fix up anyway. Anyway, with that out the way, we're getting...
Technically, are you flipped on mine, but right on yours? Because mirror is...
To me, on your Discord, are you back to front?
No. Oh, yeah, M's here. Wait, M's... That's...
Yeah, they're facing the
I
other
don't
way
know how you
around.
can...
To you, it's back to front, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
M's here. It's that... And the M's here on me, though. And M's the same side, so...
I don't know. It's... Yeah.
I don't know how it fucking works.
To me, you're the right way. You're the right way. And I actually can read it saying Metallica.
Yeah. I can read Beardy, bro, so you're the right way for me, just not for yourself.
It's Sorbyadrayab.
Sort of Jacob.
Sorbyadrayab.
Sorbyadrayab.
Yeah. But anyway, with that weird whatever that was out the way for the intro, welcome to another fine episode of the Beardy Bros podcast. I was also saying to Jim earlier, we are now officially legal on YouTube around the world.
Yeah.
Episode
He
21.
tried to trick me with it, though. I was like, we're way past episode 21.
And as of course I've already pointed out, if you're listening to this on the I was gonna say, if you're listening to this on the Discord, if you're listening to this on Spotify or any other places you can listen to, wow, my brain is.
If you're listening to this on the podcast,
my brain. I was legit gonna say, if you listen to this on Spotify or any other Spotify, or if you listen to Spotify on Spotify,
this is the Matrix. There's many Spotifys out there.
if you like listening to Spotify on Spotify, you'll definitely love this. So if you are listening to us on Spotify or any other services you're listening to the podcast to, you may not see this, but it has been plugged around a little bit. But you, for those that are watching on the YouTube, if you want to come to the YouTube, you can check out the merch. Got the new special Beardy Bros 1 year anniversary t-shirt, and it is fantastic. I'm loving it.
Just stand up and show it. It'd be easier.
With
it does look fucking good.
Me and Jim on there, with a little mystery. It's friggin' dope. It's pretty cool merch. It's was used for the thumbnail, and it's also for the episode.
Yeah.
And it's been shared around a fair bit, but definitely love it. It's such a good shirt.
I'm so sharing it again for this episode.
Yeah, just plug it again. Jim's got to get himself one, so eventually.
I'm so doing it.
A lot of people want them. My dad wants one, but I gotta buy it for him. He goes, buy me that for my birthday. I'm like, okay. So my dad wants one. He wants
and then your mum will want one.
Oh, Al wants one. She goes, I'll wear one.
Al wants one.
She wants one. I was like, oh yeah, everyone's gonna get it. I should just buy a stack load of them, and just give them out to people. Yeah, have a shirt.
Do they come in kids for Jack? Jack will want one.
I was thinking I should just buy a bunch. Just get a bunch of spend
It can be a marketing ploy.
Just buy a bunch,
Jack
just give them out with one on.
In a Beardy Bro shirt, the teacher goes, "What is that?" It's the Beardy Bros.
My dad. Well, when I first showed Jack. I showed Jack the shirt. I'm like, do you like the shirt? He goes, yeah. He goes, who's that? And like, who's on the shirt? He goes, it's. He goes, you. And then like, and who's that? He goes, Im. It's Im. Because he can't say the J, but he knew exactly who it was. He goes, it's Im. I was like, yeah, it's damn right, it's Jim. And he goes, yeah. so he knew what was going on. He knew what was up. He's not silly. He knows what's happening.
Well, he's seen it for the whole like 56 episodes. So.
Well, yeah, the episodes he's been on with a few of the episodes, and he sat here and watched, us talking. So he knows what's going on. He knows what's happening. So he's a little protege Beardy Bro in the works. So.
And then it's gonna be Max. He'll be like, Beardy Bros!
Beardy Bros, everything, man.
What the fuck is a podcast?
Yeah, something will be different in the future. Podcasts will change. It'll be something completely different in the future.
We could change by then.
So,
we could just be video or audio only again. Like, who knows?
Will be holograms if they have that technology.
Ooh. We could be in VR.
VR. I mean, if I pull my finger and make a game, I could just put us in VR and people can
do the podcast and then translate it to the game so they can play the podcast.
Yeah, they could sit around, walk around. They could walk up to us and be like, "Oh, it's Jim's beard." They could walk up there and you would be just going, "Hey," talking like that. You wouldn't even because it's animated. But someone could walk up and be like, "Ooh," but then they could get weird, be like, "Ooh, Jim, look at that beard," and be like, "Ooh, rub his head." Ooh, I mean, I wouldn't feel anything, but you know what VR's like. You can do whatever the fuck you want almost in VR. Walk around.
I love VR.
Or we have it in an auditorium space and someone's watching and they just get up and walk out to see what else is in the area. They don't even care about the podcast, they just walk off and just want to explore the map that we've made or something silly like that.
Oh. This is a weird plug for someone else, but do you reckon Markiplier stopped talking about his one yet? Do you reckon he's actually shut up about it?
Oh, plugging his podcast?
Because he said he's going to keep talking until people listen, but
he had that whole 48-minute thing, and I plugged us on. Yeah, did you see that 48-minute video?
No, I didn't.
He goes
48 minutes.
Yeah, it was like 48 minutes. That was a video he did the other last week. Oh no, it was this week. It came out early this week. It's 48 minutes. He's like, he's basically talking about people like he's like, you gotta listen to the podcast. But like, it's funny he's plugging it more now. Like he never plugged it. He's only plugging it more now is because he's doing the filming based off of the podcast. So that's why I guess he's plugging the podcast now, so people can get the references. So when this product drops,
how long has he been doing that for though?
They've been doing it for a while. It's distracted or whatever.
I've never heard about it until this week.
I kind of briefly knew that they were doing a podcast, but I never really knew what was going on. But I didn't realize it was like kind of like a story podcast. It's kind of like how War of the Worlds used to be a radio story. It's kind of being a podcast like that they're making up a narrative story or something, and that's why they're making a film from it, or a series, or whatever they're doing. That's what he's filming for now.
Cool.
So that's why he went over to Canada to film something based off of it. So, like, that's kind of a cool way of doing it.
So it's just him, not Bob and Wade, or they gone over as well?
I'm not too sure, but it was him. There's some chicks, I don't know who they were, some other YouTubers or something, I don't know.
He's being a pimp.
Hey, you little shit piggy! Ah! Chewing away on the.
That was random.
Chewing away on the cage. Chewing away on the cage again. A little.
Yeah, to get a wooden cage. That might be even worse.
Well, it is a wooden cage. That's the thing. He's chewing on the wood.
Oh.
He's eating it. Like he's actually eating the cage.
I thought it was metal. Like he's eating metal.
It's the wiring on the doors is metal, but the frame of the door is wood. So he's chewing on that.
Oh. He's getting an escape plan.
Oh, he is. He's tried chewing on the back of the cage. I caught him last night. He was on his igloo on top of it, and then he was reaching over and chewing on the wall, on the back wall. I was like, are you trying to escape or something? Like, he's just eating anything and everything.
He watched Escape Plan, didn't he? Did you put that movie on?
Oh, no, I didn't do anything. The Great Escape? I don't know. Garlic bread!
It's cold though, but it's so good.
Ah, garlic bread's still good. So once it's been cooked, it's good, more cold. So, just not like straight before. It needs to be baked first. So good.
Yeah, not frozen.
No.
Straight cold, straight out of the fucking freezer.
Well, you know you can buy like garlic bread frozen, or you can buy garlic bread like straight from like the fridges, and they're soft.
Yeah, that butter's like butter though. You don't want that.
Exactly. You need to actually let it melt.
Because Because that butter, I've had that. It's not very nice.
No, it needs to be actually cooked and
Like you
melted
get the
through.
bread, it's like, where's the? There it is. Where's
Yeah.
the fucking butter part?
Oh, so
It's creamy garlic. It's like,
yeah. So I'll go come back to the merch. As because I mean, if you saw the design watching it on YouTube, or if you come by and looked at the designs on Twitter or Instagram, um, as you can see in the design, there is a key component reference. As we as we mention it like every episode, basically. That's why I had to tie it into the design of the shirt. So it's got that cyber feel to it. So
what is it? Cyberflunk.
cyberfunk. I call it cyberfunk. Cyberfunk outfit.
Trying to find it. Like,
We
where is it?
got because we talked about flashback. Because we talked about flashback. We got the worst moments, best moments, and then cyber. Because of course, cyberpunk
The 1 year.
1 year. So kind of even in there, it kind of highlights the stuff we kind of roughly covered in the year anniversary as well. So it's kind of a nice little nod to everything to wrap up the episode. It was a pretty
Is
good
it
one.
going to be
So.
a limited thing or out there
No,
forever?
this will be up there for a while. It won't be till like maybe when we get down further when we have like the 1,000 subscribe or 100 subscribe 1,000 subscribers limited line kind of things like that when you have like most people do like Mr. Beast and PewDiePie did like that their 1 million subscriber thing where it was base merch of like so many things and it was up in the store and then once it's done it's done. So eventually once we get to that we'll get to that eventually. Who knows when that will happen, but it's something once that'll be a thing. This is very uncomfortable in my head today. Oh,
That's random. Snap. Oh
well, it's
shit.
because there's no much hair anymore, so there's so much space around my ears.
Yeah.
And putting it on, it's just so uncomfortable now because it's on my ears. You're
You got
used
the
to
same
it,
fucking headset.
pretty much. Rig.
Fucking rigs, boy. They are so comfy though.
They are good. It's just it feels weird because I'm very particular with
You used to have your hair to cover your
yeah,
ears
very
and just
particular
sit
to
up
it.
there. Now it's
So
covering your ears.
my beard's starting to come back a little bit. It's getting a bit more thicker again.
Thicker again. Did
Slowly
they
getting
thin
there.
it out? Did they?
They shaved it back pretty short. Feeling it's starting to get the little fluff to it now. Like there's a bit of bounce to it, a bit of thickness.
The little fucking goatee going on again.
Yeah. But no.
Ow.
What was I thinking of? But yeah, so yeah, another week, another episode. Muchly appreciate you as
Mm.
always. We'll plug it before we start. Muchly appreciate you listening to us on Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, iTunes. Because for some reason Apple Podcast and iTunes put two separate things for some god knows reason. I guess it's just Apple. You know, I don't even know. I've been hearing a lot lately on the radio, people plugging their podcasts on iHeartRadio. I don't even know if we're on iHeartRadio. I mean, if we are, maybe we're not. That's
Oh,
why
that
we're
was
not.
American.
No, it's advertised here all the time on the radio. There's been so many people plugging podcasts on the radio lately. I'm like, are we on iHeartRadio? Can I like call in to get us plugged on like Triple J or something like that, or like get more people to
Oh,
listen to
boy.
us because they always keep plugging like all these random podcasts on Triple J and stuff for iHeartRadio.
I mean, there are podcast radio stations, so
So yeah, so maybe I don't know where we're at, but yeah, definitely YouTube as well. Muchly appreciate everyone
Yeah.
coming by. So keep on sharing the love, keep on spreading us out there. We want to get further out there than most things. So I don't know.
we already have made it further than most podcasts.
I mean, we've gone in gear. We've lasted a year than most of them. We've got a few subscribers there. We muchly appreciate it. We got to take this to the moon, man. We gotta make it. Bloop. But yeah, so we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it and break it. We're gonna turn an episode into an NFT.
And an FT.
Non-fungible, whatever it is. Non-fungible transaction or something. It's the new thing. It's the new trend.
Non-fungible transaction.
Yeah, it's people can buy with digital
We don't
currencies.
fudge anything, so
But that was actually a cheeky segue. So the old video on YouTube, Charlie bit my finger.
no.
So that's actually being taken down as of possibly tomorrow or the next day, as it is being sold off as a NFT. So it's being taken down off the internet completely. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And
How did that just happen?
yeah, because it's been a big thing lately, NFTs, and yeah, the original posters, they're taking it down and selling it, putting it up for auction sale. And then of course once you sell that off, they are the right holders of that video, so they
I
can do
mean,
whatever they want
technically,
with
it
it.
has become irrelevant now, so they're just probably passing it on to someone else.
It's still a big meme, so well
And they're
not
getting
big
money
meme,
for it, and
but
they're like, before it dies
it's yeah,
completely.
because it's still going to be in history for a long fair while still of it being like a meme,
I
one of
think
the
that's
early
even a
memes.
thing, really.
Hmm.
I forget it's a thing
Yeah.
unless I've read something about it.
Mm. And that's what I mean. Like, there's a lot of memes that still exist as like staple memes, and that was one of the early staple memes of YouTube. Like, it's one. If you look back over the history, if you were to like someone wanted to show you like a time capsule of the early days of YouTube, that video would be there. But now this
Yeah.
person now technically the video may not be there because they're going to be selling it off, and someone's going to own it. So
Someone's got it archived or something like.
well, that's the thing though. That's what I don't get is like, there's plenty of people that have torrented the video. Like they would have downloaded a lot of these memes back in the day, like because you used to download a lot of stuff and torrent stuff from
Okay.
YouTube. And I mean, I guess you still have that, but I guess legally you do not own it. You have it, therefore, if this person legally owns it, they can therefore.
But still, it's still free share though, or whatever the fuck it's
So it's
called.
still free share, but then I guess they can use it as marketing. They could sell
Mm.
properties from that, so they could actually legally trademark it. So therefore, even if other people were to share it themselves, they could be
Yeah.
striked for having it because this other person now owns it. So
Yep.
there's this revenue thing where people can go, oh, I'll claim copyright, I'll make revenue off that because you're sharing it. This is going to be a bigger investment for me because it's still making money off other people's channel. You know, there could be all kinds of stuff
Yep.
because even though it's, we see that a lot of things everywhere. So, things get reshared, people make money from it, then people go, oh, I'll claim that as mine because there's that big trend where
It'll
people.
be a grey area for a while.
Well, because that's the big thing too. Because NFTs is a new transaction of way of things. Digital. Like you can make duplicates of it, but I guess someone owns the right to the original file. I guess if you're selling it, I mean, you could still duplicate that file and be like, oh, here have original file. How do they not know it's duplicated? Like you still own a copy,
Right.
they own a copy. Like
I can give you one of the, to say, a file off my desk, and who knows, that's not duplicated.
well, that's the same thing. Kind of throwback to the source code of CDPR. So
I don't know nothing about that.
like that's the same thing. Like
Who's got it?
that's what I'm saying. They sold it, but who doesn't say they didn't keep themselves a copy and then duplicated it and then sold it off to someone else?
It's not hard to copy stuff on PC. It's just hit the copy and paste.
Like that's exactly it. Like I could sell an episode of the Beardy Bros podcast episode. Like I still have a copy of it, but then legally someone else would own the rights to it. So therefore, if we were to make ad revenue off that video, they could technically claim the revenue for it, not us, because they own that episode. But at the same time, it's still us. But it's one of those weird things. So
Although
NFTs,
we would never do that though.
No.
So
it always
Heads
belonged
up.
to us. All the episodes are belonging to us. We own them. They're never going to be bought. Like we are the Beardy Bros. It's 50-50, so.
Unless there's lookalikes, because I've got a doppelganger in England who looks pretty much like this.
Yeah,
With a shorter beard.
we've seen that a few times. Oh.
I was like, "Here you go, Dad, look!" There's a Daz out there somewhere, I bet you.
There's usually someone out there. I've been told about a few of them. There's a few different ones, but there's long hair me's. I don't know if there's any short hair me's.
Long hair Daz. Short hair Daz. Bald Daz. Ugh.
But another thing when I was
That'd be weird.
this one will get us going though. I want to get this one out of the way because this one will get us going a little bit. So we know how we've talked about the consoles and scalpers and everything for a while. We've been all going ups and down with the consoles and scalpers and can't get consoles available, all that stuff. Someone's been, I guess there's an account or a group, a page, a service, I guess per se, because they're kind of offering a service. But if you go on Twitter, we're not promoting it at all because we're against this shit. It's fucking dumb. No one should be scalping it. Fucking, I'll fucking stab you.
It's not the scalpers, it's the people buying them that's the damn problem.
Well, there's that too because people are just like, I need to get one, so I'll buy one. So it encourages them to go
If they
buy
didn't
more.
buy it, the scalpers wouldn't get them in the first place.
But if you look it up on Twitter, there's a page, because I was watching a stream before talk about it. They came across and I was like, oh my god, this is actually a thing being promoted. So there's an account on Twitter called Trickle. I don't know if you've seen it, but they're basically basically promoting that they have a bot system service that you can sign up for that can search out at thousands of speeds on different profiles and make purchases for you. And they shop at Walmart. It was like Yeezy store,
Pretty much everywhere big, isn't
Yeezy
it?
Factory. It was Walmart, Yeezy Factory, and something else. And then one person screenshot was flexing all the things they had bought from one of the stores, and they had made 60 transactions or 70 transactions from multiple different stores using this service apparently. And it's just and this is the problem. People straight out there on Twitter going, "Hey, sign up with us, and you can use the service to buy thousands, hundreds of items for in 30th of a second, third of a second, you know."
I mean, it's even faster than that. As soon as it goes live, it's gone.
Yeah, and this is why we're having these problems, and it's stuff like this that Twitter's doing nothing about clearly because they're allowing it to be advertised and promoted from these channels.
Neither is Facebook, neither is Instagram, nothing is.
And the fact that these accounts are blatantly up there going, "Hey, sign up to our service and you can be doing the exact same thing," fuck me. And how many others? This is just one. How many other?
Well, there's that big one who
there
said they made nearly 100 million off PS5 sales.
Yeah, they just signed up to because it was group, wasn't it? It was a group of them that did. It's just straight out there just being "Haha, we made this much money." It's but at the same time, did they actually make that much money, or they bought that many systems and calculated if we were to sell all of them, this is how much we made, or?
Well, we saw pictures and they had warehouses full of PS5s they haven't sold. So
that's what I'm saying. So I'm wondering, was that number just saying this is how much we've got in stock that if we would sell at this price, this is how much we would make? Because
they said they made that.
They made that.
I
But then that's a lot of people being "Oh, I'll buy it." But are you that fucking dumb to spend double to triple the price? I mean, I guess no offense, but if you're in America, some people in America are fucking dumb. We've got some people that are dumb here in Australia as well. But fuck me, what the fuck are you thinking? Are you even a fucking gamer? You know not to fucking spend double, triple amounts. You fucking.
If you're gonna spend that much, just get a PC.
Exactly, that's what I did. Jesus Christ. I'm waiting for the consoles to actually come out, reasonable, proper pricing, and buy it for its actual price of, $750 or $749 or whatever it is. Not just freaking double the price or triple the price. What the fuck are you doing? You're encouraging the fucking system. Oh my god.
$2,000 it could have put towards a good PC, and you can use it.
$2,000 you could have bought console. You could have bought yourself the console, a new TV, and some games. Or 3 consoles or 2 consoles. 2 or 3 consoles.
Yeah.
Even though you don't need that many.
Well, some people do. For families and that, but...
I don't know why people seem to have this money to spend that. But people just have no brain. They just go, "Oh, I need to have it on the..." They think with I need to have it. It's the in thing to have. Why? What does it mean? It means nothing. Oh, it'd be great to have a PS5. But do I want to spend triple the... No, because I could do triple the amount of things with that much. I could, at least... triple the amount of money, you could build a decent computer. I built a computer that's worth both a PS5 and an Xbox Series X.
People don't think that way.
I could have gone on a fairly decent weekend away with that much money.
But PCs are specific though, because you've got to have the monitor, you've got to have the keyboard, you've got to have the mouse, got to have the accessories for it, got to have a desk, got to have a whole fucking space for a PC. The console's just set up and gone. I mean, are they even weighing up that, or they just...
people just
what go... doing?
I feel like people just... Because it's the big trend now to have consoles, and everyone must have a PS5, everyone must have a Series X. It's the trend thing. Gaming's big and trendy. It's I need to have one because it's the in thing. So people don't think that... People don't understand that... I think this is the main issue. This is why people don't understand... I'm choking on the water.
Yeah, that water went down.
I did the exact same thing!
Oh!
I need another drink. We're choking here on water.
I was trying to swallow the rest of it while trying not to cough to see if it would go away, but
that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did.
Oh, my eyes are watery.
It's right there in the back of my throat, right there. But yeah, I feel like that's why because they don't.
A fucking apple.
That's why I feel like because we've grown up, we know what the value of things are in gaming. We know what the prices of things are. We know what they're worth. I know what most of it's worth. But
people complaining about game prices now need to suck it up. $10 is... I don't have a coffee a couple of times a week. Jesus.
That's what I'm saying. People don't understand the value of things being... But they're saying... They complain that, but then they'll go and spend, the 3 times the amount or 2 times the amount on a console.
Yeah.
You're complaining...
Double standard there.
You'll go here, this game is $10, $20 more. Oh, but I'll spend double the amount on the console so then I can buy these games at a double... Did you hear right now what you're doing? Like,
Only an extra what, 5% or something, like 10%. It's not
oh,
much.
like people in this new age, people that are trying to get on these gaming trends, like, are just fucking
Well, I'll
dumb.
say it now. Gaming is not a cheap hobby.
Like at the same time, it's like what most people say. Oh,
No offense.
like why you hate things like it's like the same thing. Like I hate about people like liking these Marvel trends, and like I've always said it many times growing up. Like, hey, it's cool that everything's growing because these people are liking stuff. Like if people didn't like it, we wouldn't get more of these things because it's growing. You get a hand gesture right with me.
Yeah, I thought you would, but I'll do that.
I always talk with my hands. But like it's good that people are buying per se consoles in general because it's boosting that people still want to game. So we gaming
Yeah.
industry keeps growing, but at the same time, people are being what's my thought? People are going in and going, oh, it's the new in thing to do, but then it's just too many
Scalpers.
people are doing it, and yeah, it's just flooding the market,
Like,
and
they're buying the consoles, but they're not buying the games, which makes the sales and games look like this. Like the consoles, games.
and
Like,
that's
it's
the
trying to
thing.
keep doing that.
We've got like it's good that we've got a lot of new fans jumping on board, but at the same time, it's just flooding the market too much, and it's
Way too
just
much.
it's just too much fakeness because then people aren't having their own understanding. So then therefore it gets to the point where they can just shove everything at our faces, and we've just got to accept it now, even though that's not the way it should be. Like we're allowing like Call of Duty to shove all this shitty like in other people like other game companies shoving these shitty microtransactions down our throats because they're just going, oh, I guess this is how it is, we'll take it. No, it's not. It's never been that way. But because people are accepting of
Yep.
it nowadays, like that's like if you look at how like all the stuff is changing, where you've got people like media is changing and things are told differently. People aren't being like, oh, this isn't the way it should be, like we have with like Sonic and stuff, because there's people that like are proper fans that have grown with it that know how it should be, and the stuff that they're just trying to force feed at the consumers, and it's just like, well,
Which is the new recent ones that are crap. That people are like, oh, I like Sonic. We'll expect the same stuff that's
yeah,
been recent,
and
which
then
is fucking
and it just keeps
garbage.
getting worse and worse and worse and worse.
That's the
So
thing. If you're fanboying, if you're defending everything a company does, that's bad
and
because
that's
they
what I
won't
mean.
learn.
And that's what gets me too, is like all these new like people nowadays that are going on, which we've ranted about a few times. I've ranted about definitely the last episode, the biggest the episode before. But
Yeah.
like that's like how many of these people are gamers that have grown up, because a lot of them are like, okay, some of them are in their like mid 20s. Like I'm in my early 30s. You're in your late 20s. You're getting into your 30s. Like we've grown up with it from like the 90s. We're 90 gamers. We've grown up with gaming there, so we've seen a lot of the old systems. Then you've got people
We had
again,
Sega in that.
like
And
yeah, and then you'll have our parents again. There'll be few of like our parents or people that are a little bit older, like that have been in the generations earlier that have seen early gaming. They've either gone with it
I
or haven't
played
gone with it.
Atari. That was some weird shit.
Yeah,
That was just pixels going. Bloop, 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 bloop.
and like yeah, and like I said, going back
Like
to it,
playing
like
that, like
it's insane. Like going back to those systems, just blocks and blocks and block, and that's what gaming was. It was just simple blocks, and people appreciated it. So
now triangle.
and it's all triangles and because the polygons. So we're squares, polygons, triangles. So I don't know.
Which triangles works better because they fit seamlessly. But then
Exactly.
you get two of them back square.
Yeah, you put them together, but back to
It's
square.
probably more precise with
It's
triangles.
more
I guess.
sharper, but like yeah, it's like I said, it's good that we've got a lot of. It's good that we've got. God damn it. Um, it's good that, like I said, it's good we've got a lot of the new influx of these new gamers, but at the same time, they haven't grown up with how things should be, so they just
Yeah.
accept it. They just go, okay, this is how it should be. This is how it is. Like, okay, that's fine, but it's not. It's not. So that's why we're getting a lot of things. So you look at a lot of these people that are ranting like on these services. Go, okay, oh, I'm all for PS5, like, oh, Xbox Series X is next year. Oh, it's like, have you played earlier systems? Have you like people keep like, especially that gets me the most with like people with like me personally, because I've grown up with. I see PS5 being next gen because I've seen the progression. I look at Series X and it's just like the progression is just like from where
I mean,
where
it's
we've
fair,
gone.
but
Like
it's not. game-wise, controller-wise.
Like, well, you look at gaming, and how I've seen it is you've seen we go from different generations. Like, of course, your Nintendo, but Nintendo's grown because they've always been a staple of consoles. Sony's grown because they've always been in the industry. Sony had that head start because they started early on. Nintendo was already way ahead of everyone, but you look where they're at now. They're kind of in that weird area. They're still very last gen, kind of still, and it's just like,
They're back in the PS3 era still, like.
and well, PS3, early PS4, they're in that weird area. They haven't even caught up yet. And then you got Sony that started early. Then PS2 came out. And Xbox started when PS2 started. Sony already had that head start.
It's just technically a
Like,
Wii, really. Like, it's just a portable Wii.
the graphics are good on the Switch, so
Only if you're playing Switch-made games. Nothing from like
it's here and there.
party. Nothing like you said, Metro. That nearly fried your fucking Switch.
Well,
And looked bad.
the other problem with that too is because it was a port. They didn't actually make a proper version. They ported it.
That's what I mean. Like ports don't work on
Ports
the Switch.
never work, not at all. You need to actually build, and that's the thing too. That's the other point too. Is you can port a game or you can build a game for the systems. When games are built for those systems, they run properly for that hardware, so they work better. They're optimized appropriately. When you port a game, nothing's optimized, nothing's built for the system properly. So then you have
tweaked, but nothing major.
That's exactly it. It's just
Like,
tweaked. So therefore, the controls are janky. The graphics come through like weird because it doesn't know how to frame properly. Software can't handle, like the
Project
processors
Horizon,
can't
when it hit
handle it.
PC, that was a bit when it launched on PC, and they finally fixed some of it or most of it.
And that's
but-
exactly it. And that's the one thing that gets me lately. With what I was saying, like you see where Horizon was on PlayStation, you see it come to PC because it was basically a port. But then you look at like Days Gone, and you see where Days Gone started. It started kind of bad, and it got better as it went. And then you go, oh, it's PC, it's perfect. Well, that's because it started off bad. It started getting
But
good.
also, it's still got issues still though.
Yeah.
With that PC port though, so
But you think about it, when they started upgrading the PlayStation version, they would have been working on this PC port along with it. So when they started upgrading, working, they could work on the PC adapted version,
yeah, 'cause
and it'd be
on the
improved.
split-second port. Like that's been years, probably.
Exactly, and that's
not
why
years, probably a couple of years.
That's why it looks
Again,
so
yeah,
good.
3 years. So
Yeah, and that's exactly it, and that's why it seems so good, because it was properly not just ported, it was near on rebuilt for PC, because they basically got it at a full price tag again. Like it's $75 on the store.
$50 if you get it. Epic? No, 60.
No, it's on sale, I think, for $10 cheaper, but it's brand new. It's $75.
Oh, yeah.
So it's basically brand new prices, even though this game is 3 years old.
100-hour game, like.
But you look at most games, when they re-release them as ports, they drop the price tag because they've come out later.
If you're in Nintendo sense, you put it full price for a fucking very shit running game.
But that's just Nintendo, how it's always been. Nintendo's always been that way, and that's like a really pain in the ass thing.
The only third party I've bought is Crash,
But-
because that plays like console. Like,
But the problem again there is people are willing to buy it. The only reason Nintendo keep doing it is because people are willing to buy it. That's the thing. That's my point.
In sale.
Because people will happily pay that price. I deter sometimes. I'll wait till I really want to play it, and I'm like, okay, I'll finally buy it. Or
I don't condone like everything on sale. Like if I like a game, I'll buy it at full price.
Exactly it. And like I mentioned before, like I've had games where I've like played them on Game Pass or something like that. But if I really like it, I've gone and bought it, even if it's on special. I've gone and actually bought it. I've given my money, going, hey, I actually like what you've done. I'm going to spend money and support you. Not just feeding off Game Pass or something stupid like that.
I got Doom 2016 on Xbox and PS4. Like,
I mean, sometimes unless they're actually giving the game away for free, if it's like Epic or something, like they're actually going, hey, here's a free game, that's a different story. Oh, that's so silly. Yeah, that big hype
there's
up.
a new mystery game though. In
6 days. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's another one. So I think it's halfway through the sale. There's supposed to be 3, from what I think it's meant to be.
Is that going to be Madden?
PG. I would have, like I said, I would happily take PGA.
Is it FIFA? Hey, we can play FIFA on PC.
So well, that's true, but that's the thing. Because people are willing to keep paying for it, it's going to keep
FIFA's on
happening.
Game Pass.
What's that?
FIFA 21's on Game Pass. We can play that.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe. Well, EA, isn't it
I
EA
think-
access? Game Pass gives you EA access.
I think yeah.
But so that's the thing. So like, if it's only interim play, like I can understand like Game Pass as being like a rental service. But when people treat Game Pass as like a permanent means for their gaming,
I mean,
it's not a permanent game. But that's what a lot of
Not
people.
for new games, because
No.
people will lose so much money on it.
But that's what I mean. There's a lot of people that keep like, "Oh, Xbox is so good for its Game Pass." Game Pass is like Netflix. You get to experience it, but it's a very big rental service. You're not going to have forever because things do get taken down. Things aren't there permanently. Things are
On a
come and
monthly
go.
basis,
You
pretty
know,
much.
things rotate. And that's the whole point, to keep gaming fresh, keep everyone involved. Go, hey, this has enticed you. GTA was up there for a bit, entice people, then people go buy it. So I was like, well, that's the whole point. It's not a permanent
Right.
means.
It's only third-party stuff getting rotated, though. It's not first-party, so...
No. But then
I mean,
again, not all first parties on there. It's only selected first party. That's the thing as
pretty
well.
much all of it, though. Pretty much
There's
all
not
of
a
it.
lot. There's most, but not a lot.
80%.
Something like that, yeah. But again, too, if you think about it though, you go, oh yeah, 80% of their first party stuff is on there, but how old is that stuff? That's the other thing as well. How old are those things? There's a lot of stuff is actually quite old.
People say Xbox has games on Game Pass. I'm like, I don't want to play like 12-year-old games.
Like a lot of those games, like they go, oh, all these games are on Game Pass. Oh, I've bought them and I've got them on my shelf and I've played them or I've got them to play. Like, I've bought them. Game Pass is near on irrelevant to me because I've bought them. You know?
Plus, you buy new games anyway, so like you don't
Yeah.
need.
And that's the thing too. Like, I'll see games come up, but if I really want to, I will go and go. Oh, I'm gonna buy it. If I'm very like I'm not too sure.
Gold. It's cheaper to get Game Pass.
That's
for
exactly.
gold.
I still pay. I don't even barely use it. I'm still paying for it.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I got it for Age of Empires. That's about it.
but then again, it does give you both
And
PC and that.
Overdrive.
Yeah, unless like that, like something like that. I bought Age of Empires multiple times. I don't really want to buy it again because I bought the original versions. They're just not
If I
compatible
find
anymore.
out that Sunset Overdrive does hit PS5, I'm going to uninstall the Game Pass one. So
Yeah. Well, I own that on disc.
oh,
I own it on disc.
yeah, I have it on disc as well.
So, and I played it when I first got it, which was late after it came already out. I think I got a second hand.
I got it on launch.
And
because
I
I'm
played
like,
it.
oh, I'm hyped. It's Insomniac. I'll get it. I played it for like a few hours and went,
You know the game's consistently still being updated.
what, Sunset?
Yep. They push their community strongly in it because I played it like last year before, and it was like recently updated, and they were still pushing their community
yeah.
because they got in-game advertisements for their community.
So
Yeah, it's
there's
so
a
relevant.
Ratchet and Clank thing on there then?
Most probably, but yeah, they have
If
actually.
you load up on Xbox, Ratchet and Clank, you're like, oh.
I actually really need to play it again. I actually really want to play Sunset Overdrive.
Well, the story is good, the gameplay is good.
I need to start from scratch, I think, because it's been so long. I want to start
Get
fresh.
it for PC.
Game Pass?
It'll run smooth.
Is it on PC Game Pass?
Yeah, that's where I downloaded
Oh, I might do that again for streaming.
it.
I've
Do
been
it.
ranting for a while already. Jesus Christ, it's gone by so quickly.
Yeah,
40 minutes.
14 minutes of ranting.
40. We're at 40 minutes.
That's not all ranting though. That
No.
was a weird intro.
It was a weird intro.
weird
Tiddly
camera
bits.
flip.
Tiddly bits we've got here. So at the moment, talking of cryptocurrencies related to NFTs before, kind of weird segue. So Bitcoin's at the moment, because there's been apparently rumors of everyone trying to get into trends of the cryptocurrency and all that kind of stuff, and it's been kind of up here,
Coins.
down here, up here. It's been all over the place. But at this current stage,
Dogecoin.
Bitcoin's prices crash in stock as China calls for crackdown on crypto mining and trading, which makes kind of a leverage to the whole people scalping, like in general, and people scalping like graphics cards and stuff, and they're trying to crack down on a lot of that stuff. And because it's not governed as well, like I feel like it's going to happen at some point because it's a non-governed system, and government ain't going to like that it's ungoverned. So
I can't do nothing about it then.
no,
Really?
so they're gonna. I guess they're gonna start.
I
if
think
anything,
they're
cracking
gonna
down
they're gonna implement probably that kind of stuff to replace money. Like
They're trying to make it a cryptocurrency. Like that's what the whole point of cryptocurrency is trying to be. It's more of a actual currency. That's why a lot of people use it, because there's no, from what I gather, there's no taxes being paid on it. You earn the whole. Like there's all this stuff that you can do, and yeah, like that's
people
where
I've heard more about it now than I ever have. Like people are on there all the time. Just
it's because
Like
all
a
of last year
thing.
people got onto it because they had nothing else to do. So people started getting into cryptocurrencies, and it grew
some people
massively
are
for
like
2020.
buying shit, like cars, houses. I was like,
Yeah.
I should get in on this because
It's
if I
it's
don't,
just it's basically just stock market. It's basically just stock market.
it's
It's
not as
basically
bad though. Like the losses aren't that as bad as a stock crash. but
well, that's exactly it. It's basically stock on a currency. So it's basically if we were to have our real world money, and it's like you have $5 and you like our currencies. That's the other thing too is our currency is controlled at $5 is $5, 10 is 10, 20 is 20, 50. Like they're denoted. Like that's why I call it
Yeah,
denoted money. Like it's that doesn't lose its value. Like that's
can't
that's
change it.
that's its currency. Where with the cryptocurrency, you could have $5 one month. Next month that $5 could be worth $3. 2 months, 3 months later, that $5 could be worth $100. Like you don't know. It can go up because your money's like on a currency. So you
That's why people are constantly selling. Like they're trying to get when it hits the high peak, you just sell it and get
sell
the
it.
next one.
Actually, yeah, because you got people that can try and buy it, and then you sell it so it comes to your like to buy it and sell it because people will buy it at certain points because they go, oh, I'll buy it instead
You could buy
because
it
they
low
look
and then sell it
investing.
when it's at 100, 150, 200, and then buy it the next one at like 10, 20.
And there are
Like, again at 100.
I mean, it's a little bit more crazy than that from what I gathered because people actually have like,
Hmm.
as a person at work that actually has a card, like an FPOS card, and they can spend their cryptocurrency. It's just
Like
like
in
what?
stores.
Yeah, they actually have an actual credit card that's maintained from their
Yeah.
cryptocurrency, and they can just spend their crypto money like on a card. So it basically converts over to real cash. It's just like that's crazy. We're at that point now. You
I think
wouldn't even
Dad's got
need
to
to
get one of
convert it.
them.
I'm like, how the fuck? I mean, I kind of want to get into it, but at the same time, it's just like it's crazy the stuff that people get hyped up in because
Yeah, but you
it
also got
becomes a
to keep
gamble.
an eye on it 24/7.
Because people, there's chances that it can get if it gets stolen, you have no control over that. Like there was an article where someone got scammed with their cryptocurrency and they got scammed out of $9,000.
Yeah, but you don't do anything bad. Like you just
No,
stick to what you're.
but
Don't expect anyone else's things or.
I mean, they were trying to because the whole point of like the current cryptocurrency, not Bitcoin, but in general, but any of the cryptocurrencies is basically invest. So you think a deal sound good, so you want to invest. You buy what you get with one. You start making money from that. You get parts, and you go, oh, I'll get a quarter of that, and I'll invest in something else in another currency. So then you convert your currency over to that one, and that. So then you go to it's all stock market stuff. That's why I kind of try to stay away because it's just too overwhelming. I'm just like I'm not going to worry about it.
But that's
But some
what you
people
want
don't.
to do. You don't want to touch actual stock market. You want to do crypto if you want to dabble. But
But that's what I'm saying. Like
like I've got
crypto.
Aiden, like my mate
Yeah.
Aiden, he started a coin and he says it's working well. So
But as I say, it's very like a stock. It works variably like a stock, but without being that it's so drastic like stock marketing.
it's not
So,
run by scummy Wall Street.
but
Fucking,
there are people that will try and be like that within, which you can't avoid that. But you just gotta be smart. So
I mean, you can avoid it. You just look for the people who are being very
scamming,
dodgy.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's just crazy. So
Which is why they word shit. Like you can tell a scammer straight up.
oh yeah, exactly. It just seems dodge. Well, that's what I mean. This one person got a bit. They like the articles looked legit. It looked like it was promoted by actual magazines and it was promoted by
9 grand,
Elon
yeah, that's
Musk and
something
so
to
on.
just shove away. Like that's a fucking lot of money.
Yeah,
To
it
someone.
was a fair bit. So they thought they were investing money because it was looked like a profitable sludge. And I was like, at the same time, like that's 9 grand to invest. Like I would have done like 50 or 100. If you had 9 grand there, invest 100 and see how it works out at first. Don't just go, I'm gonna put all in. Like just take a chunk of that and put it in and see how it
I mean,
goes.
you
Like
can if it's a sure thing, but if you're doing it on an unknown new thing,
you
no.
put part of it in. You don't chuck the whole lot in. You take part of it, put it in, see
Put
how that
probably
goes.
about a quarter of it, not the whole.
Yeah,
Fucking,
if you lose that, well then that's a small loss. You keep what you got and just keep going on.
Mm.
So, you know, it's just crazy.
But, I mean, that's when you learn. So
That's exactly it. So,
you gotta do it freaking smart.
yeah. I just tried. I like. I mean, it
Well,
sounds good for money wise, but I'm like, I'd rather not risk it. I'd rather just stay away from it
You want to wait
because
till it's a formal.
I just feel
And
like
then
it's just yeah. That's when it becomes more common because it's gonna eventually, if they do it right, it will become a new common
Oh
thing and
yeah,
it'll be a
well,
standard.
just like Elon Musk, like he wants a bigger one than that. Like he wants one for the whole world. Like
A new currency. So it because at the same time it will it'll avoid
doesn't want it the same in every country,
trade.
like the
It
same
yeah.
amount.
It evade exactly because it will evade it will the exchange rates and stuff. It's a one flat
Yeah,
currency, so it's set things are set at one price. So that when you're paying
yeah.
for it, it's shared because there's no government taxes because of the whole thing. There's no taxes, nothing. So everyone just pays the one set price. And if something like that happens, it will show the market out of the window because then you can't have one region going, oh, this is was it
And if you can, he can
2000.
just cut you off.
Well, that's like, but
Like
like because you go like people go like
Crazy.
when they go to China and they're like, oh, this thing costs was it 2,000 yen, which converts to like what like $5 or
20,
something like
20
that.
bucks or something.
20 bucks or whatever. I can't remember what it was. I think it's 20 or 2,000 yens, $20. Where you buy that exact same time here and you could pay like $60 for it. Like that, it will null and void all that kind of stuff where people have inflation because you've got shipping costs for one, but a lot of shipping when people buy in bulk isn't much. But then you avoid all those extra inflation profits that people are trying to make on these items that are extortionary amounts of profit.
I mean, if the world had the one currency, the world would be a better place because people
Really.
think, like, people must think that's the same everywhere. But you look at the exchange rates, we're one of the worst places in the fucking
Well, that's
world.
like I was talking to this dude on this stream. He was talking about like tech. It's like exactly people forget one when you look at US pricing, you're looking at the price before their tax. You've got to add their tax to that price, then convert the price, and then usually put an extra bit on top of that. And that's even before shipping.
Hence why their consoles there are $4.99 and
They
ours are
sound so
7.50.
cheap is because that's the other thing too is that how they always push it. That they go, oh, sounds really cheap. That doesn't even add the tax to it. Once you add the tax to it, it
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
works
like
out to the
there's a
same price.
500.
Yeah, that's saying yeah, which is
That is
500.
with tax. It's
No,
like
you know.
480 and then you've got 20 of tax or something.
No,
Yeah.
tax is like 10% of the thing, so it's like $40 or something like $50. If it's 4.99, it's fifty
It's
bucks.
still like it's still 500.
Yeah, so it
And
pushes
then
up a
here
little
it's
bit.
749, 750. It's like
So
$250 difference.
that's exactly it. So that's exactly, and that's in currency conversion is the extra two
Yeah,
fifty. That's just currency conversion. So
yeah.
you've got the $50, which is tax, which we've already got that included.
Which,
So if you
considering
take, because I
our
say,
stuff comes from America, we should be all on the same rate, like the same current. Like, it should be the same
like
thing.
those companies paid to get that shipped to you. No one else paid for it. Like they go, oh, you want to here, we'll send it to you. You know, so like yeah, exactly. Because was it tax? If you include their tax, it would be 550. You take our tax off, which would basically be 700 if it's the same tax. So there's actually $200 difference, and that's just conversion rate. What like why does there need to be a conversion rate?
That's not even counting what some
But
companies put on. Like consoles from EB are different than JB, different than Target. Like they put on an extra what between 10 and 20, $50, like an
it can
extra.
vary. Well, most of the time
Just
consoles
coming
are a
into
flat
their
rate of
store.
750. But yeah, what's the other thing too
Depends
is
what they put on it, really.
what's
If
the
they
other thing?
increase it or keep it MSRP.
Most of the time it's set as a trade price.
Mm,
They have to with
yeah.
consoles. Games is a different story. Um,
Games can go up and down. Like we've seen games at EB, $100. Games at JB Hi-Fi, 69. It's like, can they all be 69? Because if
yeah,
the
because they
price
sell it
match,
at wholesale trade price. It's like how the hell? Like how can they sell it at wholesale trade price and then lower price? And
it's
I don't
because
know.
EB just want your money. Like I
But
don't
I
know how they're
mean,
still in business.
the other weird part too is it makes a weird sense where it's like it seems cheaper in the US, but then their wage bracket is a little bit cheaper. Like their average wage is like what $15, where like double the amount. So it seems almost the same, but
No,
then
our average is $18 to $21.
average 18 to
The
20. Yeah,
minimum.
so it's only a couple of dollars more. Um, on the minimum wage. Yeah, the minimum wage is yeah like 18 or something
But
for
also,
us.
our $69 converts to their 40. Like,
So we're still paying that little bit extra because like it doesn't convert right. Like it doesn't like
no, it doesn't.
it's like that's why it seems like it's an all round cheaper because yeah, like the consoles is basically if you were to add like I said before, conversion is $200 more. Where you look at their pay, theirs is what average price. Their minimum wage is 15. Ours is basically 18. That's only $3 more. That doesn't add up when you convert. If you were to add the price to convert up, that doesn't work out the
Yeah,
same. It's like we're paying an extra like three, I think, on top of it or something like that. I can't remember.
yeah,
Massive.
I think
So
yeah.
yeah, the inflation doesn't convert right. If you were to have their minimum wage and our minimum wage, it should be the same price if you worked out. But all of our stuff is up higher priced, so it all seems to be more because it is because we pay so much more. So
It's only tech though. Everything else is the same, pretty
yeah,
much.
it's weird. I mean, it's
So
been like
why
that for
just tech?
years. It's been like that for years. Our tech trade is just broken. I don't know why, but it just is. When tech is the future, so
Tech is the future, and the future is expensive.
the future is now, basically. Um,
Well, the future's in tomorrow. The future's in a second.
what else have I got here?
Now it's fast.
Something that's a bit new that's going on with the entertainment side of things. I mentioned this to you earlier, and you're like, who? So Dave Filoni has now been recently promoted now as executive creative director at
Dave
Lucasfilm.
Baloney.
Dave Filoni. So he's worked with basically John
Dave Baloney.
Favreau with a lot of the things. He helped work on a lot of stuff for a lot of the movies, but he did a lot more work. I think it was with Favreau with Mandalorian. So because a
Yeah.
lot of stuff is doing better, they've I guess
But
with everything that's been under fire, I think the shareholders, everyone's gone, crap, we need to turn this around with everything going downhill with a bit of Disney and especially Lucasfilm being under fire so much. I think that's
they
why we're
need to
looking.
not make any more Skywalker saga stuff.
Mm.
Take Luke and that out.
Well, not just that, it's just how they were done as well. Like they could have been done a
Yeah,
lot
it's because
better.
it's around like Skywalkers. Like
Well, there's a lot of
make your own
narratives.
thing.
Well, not just that to wrap. Well, it was to try and wrap up that arc. They needed to wrap up that arc properly because it was just too much open ended. They tried wrapping it up, but how they could have done
Yeah,
if they were to go by books and
fans are still
stuff.
fine with it.
Hey,
Fans are still fine with it though. Before that, like
yeah, it's just because they promised more. It's like, oh, sweet, but like you look at the stories like that have been done in the books, which they basically nitpicked stuff from the books that they assumed was the best stuff. They basically fucked up the
it didn't
arc.
fit.
It didn't do it properly. Like the original scene was meant to happen where Rey stood off against Palpatine. Like they showed that it's already been done. Where like there's that scene where she he like electrocutes, like shoots the lightning, and she like blocks it with the two lightsabers, and she fights back with the strength. Well, there's a scene. So basically, in the movie, it's like he goes yeah, and he shoots lightning, and she has the sabers, and she like blocks it back. The original like story, which for some reason they decided not to do because it didn't seem as good, was when she did that, all the Force ghosts of all the Jedi's before her were to stand behind her and actually help deflect that power back, but they didn't do it because they thought it was like it didn't seem too. I don't know. They had some excuse.
How it's meant to be.
Like that makes more sense. That's how it's meant to be because it wasn't just her, but they wanted to make it that kind of. I can think they start going more woke, almost politically correct, being like she's strong female, girl power. But it's like, but doesn't matter. It's still girl power if they have the rest because it's showing that they support her. Like why just have her going? Oh, like that was to show them supporting her. And it's just there's all these little things like that.
If she could do that, why couldn't Mace Windu do on that?
Like yeah. So there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of writing and stuff that's been very
Why
chosen
couldn't anyone
poorly.
else just go yeah with their lightsaber?
So, being executive creative director, he has that creative input, I guess, being like, hey, this is what we should do, direct, all this kind of stuff. So,
But still, things might change when he does it. Like
it
it won't
should,
be 1-to-1, but
no, but
won't be
it'll be improved, and I definitely feel he'll have the best interest in heart for the Star Wars fan base. The way he's
don't
been,
bring Luke back.
no, they can't now, but the way it was supposed to go was a lot different as well. That was the most measly little death where he did that whole, oh, I'm gonna force power, whatever, and he drained himself, and he's like, oh, he's dead now. Like it was so
What
basic.
the fuck?
Yeah, did you know
He
what?
goes, oh, I'm gonna dead.
Yeah, did you know how that happened with Luke? So basically, he's on his little
I've
island.
never seen the last three. And
Okay, so basically, Ray ends up finding that he's on the island. That was the end of the first part of the trilogy. It was the second part. There's all the training and stuff. I think it was it was in the second part. It gets to the point where he doesn't leave his little island that he's on. He just stays there, but he forces like then there's this. Well, he's on the island. They're off on a different planet, getting attacked on this like red
He could have been
desert
fine
snow.
if he didn't go there.
Well, they get this thing. Kylo comes in. They have this whole conflict, and then he senses that they're in danger. So he sends his Force ability to a different planet, and he dupes Kylo into fighting him because Kylo's raging, and he's like, "Oh, I'm good. I'm a grumpy teenager," and that's how they made him out. They made him like a grumpy punk teenager. It's
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
like you fucking what? And they had that whole fake fight off. Like there's this whole fight scene that he has, and he tricks him into thinking that he's actually there, but he's not. And once he's done that, he's like, "Oh, I'm drained," and and that's him. He's done.
Oh, not actually dead. He just.
Well, that's him. No, he died. That's how he died. Because he used all his powers to send himself to a different planet as a projection and fight and do stuff there. And then that's because he used all of his force powers, and that's how he died. That's how they killed him off. And I'm like, they could have done an epic. They could have done a lot more. Like
he could have been there and had a big fucking massive battle. himself.
actually had him there, yeah, and done an actual badass battle. Like they really did, Luke. And that's why we've got like Mandalorian where we've had Luke appear.
So that's why Mark Hamill's pissed. He won't watch them because
Yes, because they did him wrong.
I get it now because I heard that he doesn't watch them because they were bad, but I don't think they did him that bad.
But that's why they've got him back in because what they're trying to do is.
Why did he agree to it? He could have just went nope.
Well, that's exactly it. So there are apparently, there's apparently rumors. I don't think these rumors are going to happen because that's a lot to do. But there was talks going around at one point that they were going to like refilm and just take those three movies and just chuck them in the bin and do new films to take the franchise in a different direction.
Mark Hamill won't be back for that.
No, they're too old now. We've already lost everyone else. Like Carrie's already passed now. Her stuff is done and gone.
Look, they've already been filmed and done. You can't unless they pick those
But
out.
that's a lot to go. That's
Then,
exactly it. That's a lot to go and do like a Zack Snyder cut.
then
of
you got to
things.
piece in between all the fucking moments.
That's why I think it's a bit BS that people thinking that it's going to
AKA
happen.
Justice League. You've got to
Yeah.
like put things in.
But that's why
I mean, Snyder cut Star Wars.
yeah. But that's why I was going to say that's why with the Mandalorian they had that little shot with Luke, because I think what they're doing is they're expanding that side of things, and there might be more. Unless they can mocap someone in to play Luke like as a younger witch.
Isn't he done with Star Wars in general now though? Like, isn't he just done
He
because of
still
all this?
supports. He still supports. He just I think he's done with
Yeah,
filming
but he doesn't want
alone.
to be in it.
Well, he can't really at the same time because he's old now. But there's in the Mandalorian there was actually the original. They had done a original
Wait, 'cause
Luke.
that was back in the day, Mandalorian, wasn't it? That was back when he was young.
That was set back in when he was young. So they actually had a.
I mean, they made him young though. Like,
yeah.
get the actor to be him, but it didn't look right. Like,
No, that's why I was saying they want what's his name that played Winter Soldier because he looks kind of like him. They want to get
but then
him
you
at
gotta put
least
his
to
face
double.
over it still.
Well, they don't have to. They could just be done with it and just have someone look. Because they did that like with Hans with Solo, where they had a completely different actor that didn't even look like anything like Harrison Ford, not even the same kind of face shape, and they made him play young Harrison Ford. When you think about it, that dude played Harrison Ford as a young Han Solo. Like they had like you look at early stages like because you like you look where those movies are actually set.
Solo, then.
So Solo is basically set just before we see Han Solo in the original movies. So that's basically set close to close. So you look at like
He's not young though in there. He's not that young though.
it's not that far off. It's like there's like it's I think the movie's set like a year to 2 years before those events.
So much younger.
So you look at Han Solo when he's young, right? Like in the original movies. Like you look at Harrison Ford when he was young as Han Solo. And then you look at the guy who played Han Solo in this other movie. They look nothing alike as if you look at their age. And those characters in those 2 different movies are meant to be like a year apart.
That's what I mean. Like,
so you can easily, if they've recasted an actor to play a different character at a younger stage, where what's going to stop anyone else having a different actor look similar play Luke? Like, and the thing is, people want I can't remember his name, but like I said, people want, and even he himself has said, like they want him to play a young Luke in Star Wars. And the thing is, this is the other thing too. Mark Hamill has said that he should play a young Luke. But what he said on an interview is he said he doesn't just want Luke to say, he wants Luke to say himself. Like he wants Mark Hamill himself to say, "Hey, can you play me as a younger version?"
what do you wait?
But I don't know. I guess that's managers and like
I don't
PR.
think he wants to really
because
have him go on. Really, otherwise you would have said it.
no, that's the thing. Mark Hamill has tweeted it, but he wants him to actually call him and say himself, "Hey, I give you permission," because that's what he said. He says he wants Mark Hamill to call him and say, "I give you permission to play a younger Luke."
This won't have the same performance like as Mark Hamill would.
No, because Mark Hamill had a very unique touch, but it's kind of interesting to see that there's this kind of stuff going on. So it may be a thing we may see since he's done. Since he's done a lot of Marvel stuff, especially. But I mean, you look at him as the Winter Soldier; he's pretty like beefy. Like
yeah, that's not Luke.
Like Luke was skinny and he was lean, like he was cut, but he was skinny.
Bowl cut thing going on.
So. I mean, like I said, who knows what's going on? We may see something, we may not. Who knows what's going to happen?
I just hope they don't really bring him back for a full-time role. That'd be.
But that's the thing with them showing off Luke.
Do a Mando, just have him there, take the baby, and take the child, and go, and then drop him off, and that's it. Like,
well, that's exactly what it was. It was just him. But like, the thing they took Grogu. Luke came, collected Grogu, and then they went off. Like, what happened to Grogu? Now we know that he's set.
Him to bring him back, and that's it. That's it.
So who knows what's going to go on with that storyline? Because
Luke
they basically created.
Grogu
They basically created a new storyline spin-off because now it's going to happen. Well, we didn't see Grogu before in the rest of the other franchise. No one was Grogu was never mentioned. Now they've got to tie him into the universe. Like now he's taking Grogu, Luke, now they have to create because like you look at the other movies.
Point, they're not involved anywhere
because it's after episode 6. So between episode 6 and 7. Luke had taken Grogu. There's
there for a little bit.
So because the Mandalorian's set after episode 6, because Luke's lost his hand, and he's got that robotic hand.
Yeah, but still, now Grogu's not in there for much. Like he's
He's main part. He's been the main part of the both seasons of Mandalorian, season 1 and 2. Now at the end of it, Grogu's gone with Luke. Like there's that whole and there's like a massive like say
I think
30-year
Grogu
gap.
just dies when he's gone. They
Well,
try and
I don't know, but there's that 30-year gap between 6 and 7. So there's a lot that they're doing, and that's why they've got like a lot of these different movies coming back and shows
they
happening.
can't mention certain things because Grogu is not mentioned in any of the main
Yeah.
movies.
Well, they never mentioned in this new trilogy. They got to understand Grogu didn't. No one really knew of Grogu till after Episode 6. There's like that gap between 6 and 7. We've seen what's happened with 7, 8, 9. It was a horrendous storyline, but Grogu was never mentioned in those. But no one knew of Grogu. Yet,
Like Grogu,
the only person that knew was Luke, and Luke ended up on the island, and he never mentioned Grogu.
that's a
So,
good point.
like, so did he forget Grogu
Grogu's
happened?
fake.
Did Grogu do
Grogu
mind
died.
wipe? Did
Grogu
Grogu do
went.
mind wipe? Like, did he give him back? Like, so I don't know.
And
now.
who's gonna know? Because Mando's in limbo, isn't it? Still, like, is it?
That's coming back. I think it will now. That's what the whole this thing's going on. So
I mean, they've lost Pedro for a fucking long time, but
yeah, working on that. But that's gonna happen. Like, it's all up in the air.
I don't give two shits. I'm not gonna even gonna watch. I
It's
I'm a
good.
Star Trek person.
You're Star Trek,
That's got better. That's got way better story. I think. Like it's all very in.
Well, that's got
not.
that's got story. Like that's the thing. Star Trek's always been story. Well, Star Wars it seems to be more visual.
Yeah, but Star Wars was story. The first 6 movies,
Yeah.
and now
No,
it's,
but that's what I'm saying. Like Star Wars was more visual at things, where Star Trek actually had story. Like that's the thing.
Both. It was visual and story.
Like it's more of what's going on with the dialogue because there's always a lot of talking, and that's why people find. Because I always talk to a lot of people, and they go, "Oh, oh no, it's too much talking," because it's very dialogue driven. Dialogue driven. And then there's a
If you
few
watch the
epics in
new
between.
Star Wars movies, they're fucking good. Like,
Star Trek.
oh yeah, Star Trek.
Yeah, I'm like no, you gotta correct you there.
Yeah, Star Wars, Star Trek. Why they so similar?
Well, that's the thing.
names?
All the new stuff now, they're both. Well, that's the thing because Star Trek's always been, like I said, Star Trek's always been based on dialogue. So if you've always had perfect dialogue, when you start going to visuals, you've got best of both worlds. But when Star Wars, Star Wars, has always been visual. The original stuff was good because it had dialogue and visual, but then it started going away from that being more visual storytelling, not dialogue storytelling. Where Star Trek has always had dialogue
Prequels are
storytelling.
more visual.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. So,
I mean, that's because of the new age as well.
and then you look,
like,
and that's
people
exactly
want
it.
to
And you go, you see the progression of like dialogue, visual, pretty much visual, and then you look at Star Wars now. We're getting them both confused now. And then you look at Star Wars now, the latest the latest trilogy. You look at the dialogue. If you actually look at the base stories as the dialogue, the story's fucked. The story's fucking retarded. But then you look at the visuals. Oh my god, it looks amazing, and it does. It looks visually good. But story-wise, it's fucking atrocious. But then you go to Star Trek, and because they've got that base solid dialogue,
It's written by the same group of people, isn't it? Like
yeah.
Star Trek the whole way through.
Yep.
There
And
are
then
different people doing this and this
Yep.
and this.
And because once you finally come to the visual side of things, it's even better because you know how to narrate properly, and you just make it
2009 Star Wars, that was just
Star Trek, yeah.
with Chris Pine and that movie was so, and the second one Into Darkness was so
Yeah,
good.
it's so good with bloody Benedict.
Benedict. Oh,
Benedict as Khan, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, oh, such a new twist
And-
on everything.
and Eric Banner in there as well as a bad guy.
Oh, such like they changed everything up. Like it was because of the alternate universe, pretty much. But like that was, I need to watch them again. They're
That's
so
the
good.
new Star Trek, so they're doing off that now, I think.
Yeah, well, there's like the new
I mean,
universe with Discovery and
still a TV
everything.
show, which that's still fucking good. Like I've been watching bits. and
Picard,
pieces.
there's
It's still good.
Picard, and then there's Discovery. I need to watch
Picard.
both of them.
I haven't seen. That's on what Prime, isn't
I
it?
think it might be Prime, yeah.
I want to watch it because Picard's one of the best characters.
Again, that one's very dialogue based, that series, from what I've heard, because like people find it very like the modern day audience can't get into it, but that's because it's very dialogue apparently. But that's what a lot of that was.
Things though, like it.
It fills in the gap. And it's kind of cool that he came back for that. So
Going on, like he's like fucking 80 now.
he looks great. He's doing great. Drinks a lot of tea and smokes a lot of weed. So
I drink a lot of tea.
he smokes some more weed.
Oh, Jim, do you still smoke weed?
Yeah, smells some.
Oh,
How'd I get in there? This one might be I don't know if this is a local. This is another one that came up on my feed. It's kind of a little bit close to me, which I was slightly triggered because it was the ignorance of people.
Oh,
This one triggered me to the point because just the ignorance of people really fucking pissed me off because it was fucking dumb.
people are ignorant.
So an AFL club. So I don't know if it's an actual like a proper. I don't know if it's a proper league AFL or if it's just your local AFL kind of clubs. You know what I mean? That's the difference.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
apparently an AFL club is under fire at the moment because they revealed a new jersey design.
Port
But
Adelaide,
I don't know. Is it? I don't know. It's like someone.
the jail bars.
No, it's not that.
Oh,
No, it's not that. But it was the jail bars, is it? Or are you just in general? Isn't that just typical jail bars they've always had?
wait, what's the team?
So I don't know what the team was, but their jersey was revealed that the design that they put on their jerseys was ripped off from from an indigenous artist. Apparently, there was a competition and
Oh,
a
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. You
I
heard
got
that story? Have you heard it? No. Yeah.
I haven't heard it, but I know where it's going.
Yeah, yeah. So there was a
No,
basically.
got an indigenous round every year. They make their own design.
Yeah, people can enter and stuff like that. So, an indigenous artist, had recognized once the promo went out that these are the new designs of the jerseys.
Oh,
The artist noticed, going, "That's my artwork,"
they
and
didn't
they
credit them for it. They
communicated.
just
Well, what ended up happening was apparently come to because it was a design submitted by. I think the designs were submitted by different age brackets, and it was a 17-year-old that had submitted this design. And apparently, what ended up
yeah,
happening now is that they basically copied a design and just submitted it because nothing's changed at all. It's positioned the exact same way. Like this is what she said herself: is like it's to a T my design. Like they didn't change the color, they didn't flip the rotation. Like everything's still in it. Where it's the blue up the top for like the sea, and then the red down the bottom for the land, and then there's the black like through it's all the crops or whatever. I think it was blue and grey. It's more for the crops and then the land, and then there's the path in the middle, which is the trail. I think it was. So it might have been the water and the land and the trail, and it had the kangaroo. Yeah, no, it was. It was the water for the river, the brown red for the land, and it had the trail line for the footmarks of like the walking between the lands, and it had kangaroos on it, and that's what
yeah.
her design was. I'll actually bring it up. I'll find it again. Um, and yeah, the design was to a T, not flipped over, nothing. It was exactly how she drew it, and she took a photo. Goes, "This is my design. You want proof?" She got this massive canvas that
Oh,
she did it on. She painted it on, and she took a photo, going, "This is my design." And this is the thing, and they're like, oh, and like there's this whole thing now because like they're like flexing it on the article because they had a photography take a photo, and they're all squadded up in these printed jerseys. It's like, hey, that's my design. You want proof? Here it is on canvas. And people have been a bit ignorant about going, and then people have been going, oh, oh, they can't copy your design, stuff like that. And then people got to the point basically going, like, oh, you can't because dot paintings. It's like, no, dot painting is an art style, not like anyone can dot paint. Like it's how you put those dots in a formation that are telling a story. Because that's the whole
yeah,
point of dot painting. Dot painting's always been about telling a story.
yeah.
And basically, yeah, because it had not been changed, nothing's been changed. That's still her artwork work to copyright to a T. Like they could have flipped it, changed color. It would have been slightly variant change. But the fact that nothing had happened, but people being ignorant about it, going, oh, it's like, oh, you're saying it's copyrighted. It's like, and then people going like, oh, you're copying it because it's been around since 1972. It's like, no, that's the art style. That's the art style of our people, like me and indigenous. Like that's an art style. Like drawing anime, drawing like in Matt Groening style, that is an art style. Like being an actual art itself, it's like, and I was like, I'm trying to think. I'm thinking these people's like,
Because
what
the
if
Simpsons and Futurama, pretty much the same thing.
like it's like that's the dot painting is an art style.
It's
You
just
can,
a
it's how
style.
it's how it's portrayed. It's how it's put out. Like exactly it. Like Matt Groening's the like art style is all the same between Family Guy and The Simpsons, but it's how it's portrayed in the format.
Family Guy, Futurama, fucking American Dad, they're all the
And it's
same
just
thing.
like, oh, it's just, but the comment section was just like, oh, you copied this, you can't say it's copyrighted because you copied it. No, it's a shared art style through our indigenous people. It's the artwork that she owns, designed to. She made that design. It's like any of my drawings, like,
We figure it out though. To be fair,
like,
that would have been
oh, but there's just so many people that just are so ignorant that just like don't understand. It's just like, it's an art style. Like, understand that anyone can do it. It's when it comes to that actual form layout that it's your own design. Like, I could draw a picture.
like something else.
Yeah, it's like you see a lot of people draw things in similar art styles as someone else. Like, but it's their original
Mate,
design.
if you
Like,
submitted that though, then that's
They copied. They basically copied the photo. They must took a photo
that's
of
the
it.
point though. Like if you submit it, they use it on their jersey.
Yeah.
So
Hmm?
if she submitted it,
No, she didn't.
they're
No, no,
allowed to
no,
use it.
no. That she didn't submit it though. Someone else took a photo of her artwork and
Oh,
submitted
so
it.
they
Yeah.
submitted it.
Yes.
So then that's
A 17-year-old
free share
stole.
or something else.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. And that's the thing. It's because someone else
Uh,
took claim for it and then
oh,
they
'cause
put it
they
up on
didn't know
jersey.
it was
The
hers.
other thing too, it was actually an art piece that was meant to be an art piece to commemorate her family history of their family being, I think it was like farming and fishermen and stuff like because they were like sea
Yeah.
people. I briefly read through the story, but I got the gist of what it needed to be. Um, but yeah, it was commemorate her family history of like where they started through her ancestry to where they are now, kind of thing. And it was basically that was the whole point of the piece, and it was not something to be shared like that in that sense. It was an artwork that she made for her to have up on her wall or wherever it was that it needs to be, and not for someone to like
And
take the
again,
image and
it's
put
the
it up.
person who took the picture's fault, not the
Yeah,
team.
then
Like,
that's exactly it. Like that's what she's getting at now. It's like, well, you need to contact who did this, and one also change it because I do not give permission to allow you to have it on the jerseys. Like this is, it's like me taking like a family photo or something, and then someone like how you get,
that's it.
well, there's like how you see like you buy a frame that's like your basic frames and it has like the family
Mm.
photos in them, like it's a preset family photo, like stock photo.
Yeah,
It's
they're fake families though, so you.
well, that's what I mean. It's like it's fake family, but it's like if I took a photo of my family, and somehow
Mm.
because we share it, it comes out and it's up on the internet, and then someone goes, "Oh, I'll download the photo from Google," and then put it into a frame and print it on the frame, like because you put in the false image. Someone uses it as a
Again,
default
you
image
can because
and
it's
shares
off
it.
Google, so
But it's very 50-50. But at the same time, it's like you could have contacted me and like you're using my photo of my family without my permission. You know what I mean? It's kind of the same sense. It's like you got no permission
that's what
to.
we do for. It's what it goes for everyone though. Like
It's
you
a
pick a picture on the internet, you're taking someone's thing they've done. Like
Well, because it's happened before. Because we had a thing. Oh, it was a while back. It happened, but Al got harassed by someone with that because she found an image on Google. Because it's the same kind of sense. It's like she took a photo. Like she found an image because she didn't want to use a reference in an article where she found a photo of a guinea pig and she used it on a page. And someone crossed across the page going, "Can you remember that
Guinea
image?"
pig.
Yeah, because it was a contest piggy. It was a contest guinea pig, and like, can you remove that photo of my like? You don't have any permission to put that up on your page, and that's
Guinea
legally
pigs
fine.
look the same.
I know, but it was a contest pig, and it had like a prize badge on it and stuff like that, and
Oh,
and we're just
yeah,
using
we
it as
can
a pig as a reference,
just
and
let them use it.
it's
Fucking guinea pig.
I know that's what I mean. It can be very here and there, but like it's an weird grey area. But definitely when it comes to more or less the sense of art,
Might get Johnny Sins on your case.
yeah, I'm using it as well. That's exactly it. That's the thing. Like that's the
I
tricky
mean, like,
part.
it's free use. It's on the fucking internet.
Mm. And
People
that's
can just grab it and use it.
there is a grey area with fair use, but the fact that it's worse the fact that
Yeah,
that
but-
the kid just grabbed the image
Oh,
without
yeah.
any kind of knowledge of what's going on and going, oh, here's my artwork, and actually kind of submit it because it
It's pretty
says
common though.
to submit artwork as for like your own artwork, and they go, oh, this is cool, we like this. This has this like there's a story
Then
to
they
it.
should have said, "This is not mine. This is theirs."
Yeah,
Like,
but they've just
I
taken it because
found
it. Yeah, I guess there might have been a prize involved, maybe prize
They've
money or
obviously
something.
just said you're taking it to mine, and it's not like.
And that's exactly it. It's this big. It's
At
this
least
big
say it
issue.
was this other person. Unless they didn't
So-
know, then it's like then say I found this.
Well, that's the same thing. That's like I said. Like the same thing with me. What
Well,
I do
there's
with
a way
my
around it.
designs. Yeah.
There's a way to find out who did it.
Well, that's like that. Like I say, coming back to the shirt with the merch here. Like we know
No one
like
can take that.
no like
It's-
I took what it was and I modified it
Mm.
more than enough
Yeah.
to make it our own. Like you get the reference of what it is. It's a reference to Cyberpunk, but I've changed it enough that it is our own. Like like I even modified the original design, like because I went over it, worked with what I wanted,
Right.
and then redesigned like the jackets. I made the jackets look different. I put the designs where different because it was a proper res like photo of the
I mean,
game scenes,
They
and I
wouldn't
modified
get it for clothes anyway. Like they wouldn't get it for the outfit.
Well, it's the artwork, so like because it's like I said, and the outfits are outfits. You can't copyright just because the outfit. And I put our faces on it. And that's
Yeah.
why I did that thing where I didn't use Jodie's actual
if-
image because
If
someone
they-
else used
if
that.
they won't take action, they would have flagged our tweets to them.
Exactly it. So
I thought, take it down, but
and that's like the
They
same
don't
thing.
care.
That's why I changed the thing where it says Slack Division. Like it has that kind of iconic V, but the fact it's not just Activision, it's Slack Division. I've changed the name, therefore I've added to it. If I just said this, like if I just had Activision on the shirt, like if it's just Activision like that, I could get in trouble because I'm using their name without actually
Yeah.
having anything, but because I changed it and actually I think I adjusted a little bit. I can't remember what I did. I did a few
Just
alterations
to
and
make
changed.
it seem more uniform.
Yeah, and I changed it up so that's fair use because you can mock with parody.
Yeah.
As long as you've changed, usually it's a certain percentage of the. I remember learning this for
I
graphic
mean,
design,
that's nothing like the original,
no.
so.
And the format it's sitting in, everything's different. So you can't copyright certain formations. You can copyright colors to a certain point as a branding, but again, like the unique color code.
But not that.
But and that's exactly it. So like that's stuff with us. Like we can try and say this is us,
Hopefully she
but
sorts it out, though. Like,
hey,
hopefully she sorts
yeah,
it out.
yeah. So it does suck that she did this thing could commemorate her family in this art piece and
I mean,
someone
it's
just
the
ripped it
person
off.
who took the picture. Like, it's their fault that happened. Like,
So I think that's why she's just trying to rectify the issue, let them know that hey, they don't have
Hmm.
permission to use it. This person that
or,
did it,
or at least ask now that they
yeah,
know who it is. Like, can we please use this? Not
exactly.
just
Because
here, take this.
but it's whack. So
I mean, they had no idea. They thought
no, they
someone else
didn't. They
submitted it.
just thought it was that, and that was it, and that just came to light. And these things do happen. So it'd be interesting to see what happens from it. So I was like, that's something different. I just thought
Quite
to bring that
often,
up.
so.
Being I'm not, we don't talk too much sport on this, but it's not necessarily sports stuff related because it kind of is, but it's more
No,
about
it's more of
design,
a
art
it's
and stuff.
theirs issue.
Yeah,
Like,
I
not
know.
plagiarism, but they've taken something from someone else
So there's
and
just something.
shared
I
it
don't know.
to a team. Like,
Yeah. Like at least change it. Like I said, then that's what she said herself that they didn't even attempt to change it. They uploaded it one to one. Like
what they're gonna do is just change like an
like cause
emblem
that's
or
what because
something.
that's
Like,
because she said like why didn't change like they didn't change the color. They didn't delete the kangaroos. Like they did
yeah, but
no
that's the thing,
alterations.
they went for the submission of someone's thing, which they thought they
Because I
made.
think basically what she
So,
was getting at almost to the point was she would have been fine if they did alterations to it. So if they changed the color, if they
yeah, but you
removed some of
can't
the
really
stuff.
alter that because it'd look awkward if you did change the color or something. Because they're deliberately that way.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Like,
telling the
you
story.
couldn't change, you couldn't add, you
So
couldn't take. You'd have to change. You have to keep it the way it is, or change the whole thing. Like,
so the person was lazy in general with what they were doing. So
I
it's a
mean,
bit.
I've done that. I've took pictures from the internet.
Well,
Just,
why we use it all the time for references? I use them for references, but I make enough alterations. Like a lot of my designs I've taken photos of. Like this is the thing I've done before. There's designs. Like there's one of the shirts I've done, which is the Tiny Tina, where she's older. You know how she's older in Borderlands 3. There's a
yeah.
design I've
Oh no,
actually
I
done.
hate it.
Or either way. So there's a design I've actually done where actually there's a because being cosplay people, everyone's basically there's most of them into modeling nowadays. I grabbed one of them. I to get the shape I outlined them as because I wanted to try and I couldn't get the body pose right. So basically I
Oh, yeah.
grabbed them and I outlined them to get the pose that I wanted and adjusted the arms and stuff. So basically that design is set off someone's pose and I've redrawn over it, changed the face, of course, and did everything. I did what I needed to get in the right spot, and then drew what I needed to do because I couldn't get the pose right. And there's things like that, happen. Like you look into art specifically. That's actually a form because I actually got a book a while back where it says if you have trouble doing your poses, get people to pose in a pose you want them, take a photo of it, then outline over that photo and turn it so then you'll get in the pose right when you actually draw your piece, or even not just outline, like learn to draw from that pose as a
Art's
reference.
not original
So-
anymore, really.
No, so
Like,
it's
there's always
it's
a
amazing.
twist on an old formula.
It's amazing what goes into art. So a lot of the stuff I do, I've learnt the format I like now. If I find the image which I like the pose of, I will outline it and then modify from the outline. So I'll
Yeah,
rough
which still
outline and
makes it your
resharpen up
own,
and do
like-
it. And then you end up with cool things like this on merch. How many times can I plug the merch? Please! I want to see everyone with some Beardy Bros merch,
I mean,
especially
you
this
could
one.
put a permanent merch shirt right here. Right here, right in the middle of us.
In the middle of us. I mean, if I could see a bunch of
Your
people
merch,
wearing these out and
merch.
about, I would love to have these out and about everywhere in the world. Oh,
Hey,
Beardy
there
Bros.
will be.
The 1 year anniversary
Everyone
would be
fucking wants
OGs.
one.
1 year anniversary OGs.
No.
You got the OG. You got the OG. Should have
That's
wore it.
very
You should have
OG.
wore it. You should have wore it. Nah.
I got the only one of that, I think.
Yeah, you do. Because I re-uploaded the file. I changed it, and you got that nice little line through it.
I don't want to wear it because I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, I got to buy myself one of the other ones. I need to get myself the Beardy one. There's like the sale shirt, the Beardy one.
Oh, Beardy.
I need to buy it. I need to do it.
Dot.
Beard
Dot
dot.
on the nipple.
Beardy dot. Yeah, Beardy dot.
I could have put a nipple there, like Beardy nipple
Beardy
for
nipple.
the dot.
I gotta buy some more of the merch. I wanna wear one of those and walk into EB Games and see if they notice.
I reckon they would have like.
I reckon like it's a sale shirt. I was actually at one point wanting to actually put sale dot on a shirt and put it up on the thing.
Just don't make it red and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But then what would you do? Make it bright green, bright yellow?
What do we got?
Make it red as you can without making it red.
Here's another thing we can talk about, which we've talked about a few times. So, our lovely good old favourites, hot tub streamers, have had some few alterations lately on Twitch. So I think did we cover it last week about the ads? I think we did. Did we? Yeah, we did. So we covered that they no longer get the ad revenues.
It's so quick.
I know. So they no longer get the ad revenues. So that was that. The ads no longer play. So ads not even playing at all on their channels now. There's no ads at all. They're ad free.
The funny thing about that, I was watching someone stream and they had They put ad free in their title.
There's a few of them now that have ad free in it. So because they're like going, oh, we've got ads now because they're trying to, I guess, throw it out there because they're being salty about it. I guess I don't know.
That's the ad people. Like, they don't want their ads associated with a girl in a bikini or doing sexual things in a pool on Twitch.
Yeah. So and that's exactly it. It's that's the thing. Like it's not come from. Well, that's the thing. If Twitch like it's
watching.
Yeah, I know it's fucking stupid, but like that's the thing. It's Twitch are doing this because people getting like the streamers are being like, oh, this is whack and stupid. The thing is though, this isn't coming from Twitch. It's coming to light more and more now that it's the actual people that are pushing the ads. These companies are talking to Twitch going, hey, can you not do this? It's like people are getting salty at Twitch. Twitch has to do it because their main business is going, hey, can you not have our ads play on these streamers? Like streams channels and stuff like that. Like we do not want to associate our ads with these.
Not many of them because only probably less than 100 streams, but like it's not very common. There's a handful of like 10 to 20 people.
Well, as of earlier when I checked just before we started the podcast, there was 60 channels running at this moment under the hot tub. The new because that's the new.
I actually saw the boobs.tv or Booba TV with that channel, and every Twitch hot tub streamer was on there.
That Boba TV, which is
Boba TV or Booba TV, whatever the fuck it is. Every Twitch streamer was on there. So
it's easy to check how many channels are right now because they've now actually pushed an actual tab, so people are taking it out of just chatting, and they're pushed into their own channel now for pools, hot tubs, and beaches, specifically.
But beaches were a good thing, like beaches, people at the beach.
Yeah, it's because a lot of people are doing the exact same thing and doing the hot tub streams out at the beach, doing the exact same kind of stuff, sitting around.
You play a game at the beach.
You don't. That's because it was under just chatting. There was no gaming at all. Just chatting's not gaming, but they want to come out of that.
Like, people were gaming just to make it so they were doing something other than just.
But I think that's the problem. That's exactly it. Because there's a lot of time too. They weren't even doing games. Like some of them do games every now and then.
Pools. Where's the hot tub?
Yeah, well, that's exactly why it's pools, hot tubs, and beaches now. So, a lot of them would a lot of the hot tub streams were basically just sitting here, doing nothing, and people going, "Oh money, oh money, oh I'll try on a bra, oh okay I'll be back, I'll try a new one, oh give us 10 subs and I'll try on this next top." Like, what the fuck is this content?
Actually, was in a few streams, just having a look through, see what was going on. 4 times I had BRB changing into cute bikini.
Yeah.
Like, everyone had the same fucking message.
Yeah, they're all doing the same thing. So at least it's in its own. It's taking out of just chatting, so that's gone into its own channel. So now it's getting to the point. If you're going to watch that, you've got to specifically go and watch it. It'd be recommended, I guess, still, but it's under that.
In your face now either, because I didn't see any of them in the featured part.
Because just chatting gets pushed a fair bit now. Just chatting, except for those that are chatting, and I think travel still is like live. Like,
I mean that's just chatting. Like, chatting is for
like this podcast and stuff. Like, I think they have podcasts, or are they still just chatting? I don't think they have podcasts.
I think if we did that, we'd be in chatting.
It's just chatting.
We'll do it eventually. Probably do this and a recording.
So yeah, that's the thing. So just chatting is still. Oh yeah.
If we get live questions, that's pretty cool.
Well, that's exactly it. We might do an episode. Even it might be the 100th episode. We might do a live stream. We're not.
100 on the
But
damn Twitch, and then upload the Twitch onto
we'll have to
YouTube
do.
and shit.
We'll have. I don't know. We'll have to do stream on both ends. Will we? I don't know. Do you want to do a stream?
No,
We'll
'cause
stream
we
on both
can-
ends, or do we have the hey?
We can stream Discord. Oh, when we could do it.
Because we could stream two Discord. Well, that's the thing. We could stream two Discord, but we want to stream to like live stream, like actually to Twitch.
I mean,
or
we
something,
could stream
or Facebook
Discord app on Twitch.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We'll do that.
We could just stream this on both ends. So I
Yeah,
can stream
on yours
our
and mine,
stream.
and we can take questions. You can take questions from your end. I can take questions from my end, or
Yeah,
with their
like-
news as well. So
Okay.
it could be a 2-3 hour long episode. Like it could be a special for 100.
Oh, I wouldn't go. I mean, could be 3. Could
But
be
you know, how it's like when we stream.
however long people are in chat and like.
Well, that's exactly it. But you know how it goes when we're streaming. Like fuck, that goes by like it's nothing.
Then you got to upload it to YouTube, and it's like a 6-hour episode.
Oh, I'll make sure it won't be massively long. Like I'll still
Like, probably
Guide
like
it.
between 2 to 3 hours. max.
But yeah, so
Like,
they've got
Jesus.
but they've got the new channel now
Now.
for hot tub streaming, which is still pretty cool that to a point that they've categorized it out so that it's more
I mean,
balanced
it makes
again.
it better for us
You
because
can
we're
see the
not seeing
algorithms.
it as often now.
Yeah.
Not getting
But
forced on us.
there's one channel you might be interested in watching. I don't know. You might be interested in watching in the hot tub streams. It was basically just a loop. Someone had looped the
Oh, no.
the hot lake scene from Death Stranding. The lava lake. There's the scene where Normus Reedus, like from Death Stranding, he sits in the lake. He
Oh,
sits
yeah,
in the
yeah,
hot
yeah.
lake, and then the BB's
feet up.
floating. Yeah, fits in BB's.
Oh yeah.
The BB's floating. Yeah, it's just that. It's just that on loop.
Well, I was thinking I was gonna put the Geralt in his fucking bathtub.
Well, there's
just sit there.
there's 3 channels doing that. There's 3 channels got Geralt
Child
sitting on.
people.
There's 3 There's 3 different channels. I've got Geralt sitting in the hot tub. One had Normus Reedus sitting in the lava volcanic lake with BB, and I was like, oh.
I mean, I want to try one of them streams one day. I will
Well,
literally buy I'll get a
But-
hot tub. I'll find one. I'll stream
But
just.
I was to say, there was one streamer I saw on there as well that was kind of creative about it, being in the hot tub category. Is he was just streaming, but he changed his overlay. Well, yeah, he had the green screen, and he put himself in a hot tub in the green screen, and that was his overlay. He was in a hot tub. I'm like, that's perfect. You can't say you're not.
He's
so-
technically in it.
Yeah, this was kind of funny. And then there was another dude that had his head like green screen on like people at a hot tub party or something. They're like people sitting around. He had his like this body, and his head was green screened on. Like it's kind of like Cardboard Cowboy. His head's like green screen on this body, and it's just like so bad. It was kind
I
of
haven't
fun.
got a problem with hot tub streamers, but it's when they force it on you, like in your face. Like I was
Categorized,
looking,
yeah.
I opened Twitch. First thing I saw was, I'm not going to name
But like,
them,
if
but
you want to watch that
two of
stuff, you
them.
can go other places. Like that stuff exists on the internet. There's actual websites designated for those things. So,
Yeah, but Twitch is a moneymaker for them.
well, they can make money anywhere. It's because they can make the money without actually having to show anything. That's the thing. It's much more easier money than going to OnlyFans where you're
mean-
showing your goods. You know.
Some do.
I mean, a lot of these people that do it, or hot tub
do.
streamers do have OnlyFans, but they're mostly like the main one which we've talked about, where she was the one that brought a lot of it to light, which has been happening. The first one she's noticed to was she makes money from what she has at the moment from YouTube, from her modeling, from OnlyFans, from Instagram, from Twitter, I think as well, and she makes
Twitter, I
money
think
from
it is.
Twitch. Yeah, the main one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was making money from, and she still makes enough money from
Yeah,
Twitch
is way
alone.
down here are priorities. Everything else is up here.
Yeah, she doesn't even care. But like Twitch is a big, like what seems to be when we've calculated is a fair amount of
She's
money
on
she
every
makes.
day for 7 hours. Like,
Oh, yeah,
someone
7 to.
literally said in the chat, they're like,
Do you end on that?
like, are you're in the pool for 7 hours, so your feet prawny?
Yeah.
I was like, that's a fair question.
Like, how does must be all the moisturizer? Maybe I don't know. Smooth out the skin.
7 hours in a pool?
Moisturize the feet up afterwards.
Yeah, but
She most just
be a
probably
lot of-
charges someone to do that afterwards.
oh yeah, just fucking stands there.
And he's like, "I'll pay you $500 if you let me massage your feet."
Like, she's sitting in the fucking pool, putting her feet over, like,
Yeah,
fucking moisturize my feet, slave.
yeah, but no, that's just like, damn.
While playing Mario Kart.
But like, it's like you work out how much she's making from subscriptions. You know, it's half the price. She's making a fair cut from subscriptions, and Twitch isn't her priority.
Well, that
Ads
was
were
the
a
most
bonus. Like
subscribed person on OnlyFans, so
that's a lot of money they make.
out
Like
of the whole rest
fuck,
of the world,
yeah,
they were number one.
they make a lot of money.
make millions, man. And then it's like, I don't get ads.
Yeah, it's
Which
like,
is
you, do you,
5K a
how much
month.
money do you
Like,
need? What are you doing? That's what I'm saying. She mostly just charges people. She doesn't. She mostly, or she might even just pay people and doesn't even care because she's got that much money. Fuck. I wouldn't even know what to do with that much money.
Jesus.
Fuck. I don't even know. I saw it, but I might zoom in on it. I might do an edit and zoom in on that when I do that if I can remember. Hour and 34. If I remember.
Oh, that's crazy. I mean, I don't have a problem with their hustle, but just keep it off Twitch if you can.
Yeah, that's actually my point.
That's the thing. Like they flaunt that, and then they go to my link tree, and then OnlyFans,
Oh.
right?
Right there.
Right in the first thing you see is OnlyFans.
What we're gonna hear? As we mentioned earlier, fucking, I'll tie these two before together. So the mystery game was that we ended up being revealed on Epic was NBA 2K21.
Dale called it beforehand, or just before it. He's like,
Yeah,
"It's been leaked, NBA."
yeah. I was like,
I was
you
like,
gotta
"No
be.
way!" And it's like, "It's NBA."
Yeah, coming off the back of the last mystery game that they pushed last year, and it was GTA 5, and then now NBA 2K. What the fuck is wrong
The
with
next game
you?
better be worth it. The next game better be worth it.
But better be. But then it kind of foreshadowed.
Cyberpunk.
They kind of foreshadowed themselves when they did the with the called the crossover, like they call it the crossover event. Oh, the
It is
crossover.
technically.
Like everything's been a crossover, but they're like the crossover, and it's like NBA characters. Like, why
Are
couldn't
they
you call it?
specific characters or just generic Fortnite
They're
people?
the generic Fortnite characters, but they're the proper licensed jersey teams. But then it's just like,
Have like
have
LeBron
you-
look like them.
have you always wanted to see LeBron James run around with an AK-47? Well, now you can! Ha! Blah, 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 blah. Like, have you ever wanted to see your favorite Lakers player run around with a rocket launcher and blow away the competition? Have you wanted to see your favorite whatever team grenade your opponents? Well, now you can't. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with this shit?
Is
Like,
that
what?
what it actually was?
Basically.
No offense to them.
Well, that's what
Make
that's
things
what I.
that make sense.
That's what I
we've
see
got
half of this
Warzone
stuff.
Adding Rambo and John McClane.
Yeah.
They work.
That makes sense because they're actually those type of characters. But like, that's what I mean. Fortnite is just getting weird, adding licensed characters that don't exist. Like John Wick made sense. Master Chief makes sense. Summers makes
Kratos,
sense.
No. Aloy. No.
Aloy
No.
Aloy's like 20%. Kratos is like 0%. Kratos is, why is he running around with guns? Makes no sense.
Carol Dixon. I mean, technically
That makes
yes
sense.
and no.
See, Aloy works
Yes,
because
no.
they do like I'd say Aloy because they
They
deal
have
with weapons
guns,
and
though,
she
they
has
don't
bows.
know.
But like they still know weaponry, so it kind of makes sense to a part. That's just a 20%. But like Lara Croft makes sense. Like they were gonna have Samus. That's been pulled at the moment because
That made more sense than Kratos.
in the comic book,
You
they
can't have Nintendo games because they don't license out at all, really.
well they actually had Samus was in the court case. This is one note that come up recently with that court case between Apple and Epic. There was a ledger file talking about Nintendo, and they talked about how they were going to be adding Samus into Fortnite. It was meant to drop when Kratos and Master Chief dropped.
Oh, they're like, nope.
And Samus, and also Samus is in the latest Zero Point comic episode.
What's that?
So it's that comic book by your favorite ketchup.
No.
Your favorite ketchup. Fortnite's Zero
Oh,
Point
Mr.
Batman. Yeah, Mr. Mustard.
Ketchup.
Yeah, Mr. Ketchup. So yeah, the latest issue episode issue
Martha Ketchup.
Martha Ketchup. So issue 3, I think it is, of Zero Point Batman Zero Point.
I got the Batman 0 point skin, do I? Is that the
Yeah.
0 point skin where he's all like
Yeah.
buff as shit?
Yeah. So that's in the latest issue. He's battling off against Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe. So it's a bit of an epic. The few rounds they keep coming against each other a couple rounds.
Coincidence
What?
that There's that J.J. Snake Eyes movie, and he's in that fucking book.
I know all of it. Well, I'd say they're doing it they're using Fortnite to promote the movie. I reckon.
G.I. Joe in Fortnite next.
What?
Snake Eyes will be in Fortnite.
Oh, he's already been in Fortnite.
Really?
Yeah, he was in the last end of the event. You could buy him as a skin. Yeah. No, you could actually get him in Fortnite. He was a skin in Fortnite. You could buy. So he'll come back in the
never seen him
store.
then.
Yeah, no. It's more the fact that it's funny that Snake Eyes, out of all the G.I. Joe characters, appeared in Fortnite. Now he's appeared in a comic book, and now there's a movie that's just been announced.
That's what I mean, like coincidence.
They basically Fortnite's one of the biggest things, and I guess to get it relevant, they've been putting Snake Eyes out there so that they could announce the movie and make it seem like it just didn't come out of nowhere. Which at the same time, it feels like it has come out of nowhere, but
Back then.
it's well, yeah, only like a couple of days ago it got announced actually. So that's another thing we'll get to.
If it hadn't got Tatum and The Rock and that,
But it's
because The Rock was in the last G.I. Joe.
we'll
The
come
Rock
back to that
and
anyway.
Tatum. Some of
yeah,
the people I can't remember.
Okay. So yeah, so the latest issue of Zero Point has basically it came to a point which is interesting enough where because Fortnite's every 22 minutes is a wave. A few rounds, Batman had been facing off against Snake Eyes. I guess the point where one of the loops ends up happening where they're having a fight. Everyone in the match stops to watch Batman and Snake Eyes fight. So we may see an event coming. I'm thinking whether we might get an in-game event
Kick his ass.
where we may actually see an event because we've seen events before where the game stops and players sit and watch the events happen. Like we've seen the Marvel event and like all these other events that have happened where players get to interact with the event. I'm wondering whether they're foreshadowing an event like that. So we might actually have an event in Fortnite coming up where we will see Batman and actually Snake Eyes go off in a battle between each other, where we may all be sitting around to watch it. So it ends up being Batman wins to a degree.
Because no one can beat Batman.
Yeah.
Superman can beat Batman.
What ended up happening? It was
Batman
Batman's like they're
is that
fighting.
smart, but he outsmarted Superman. He takes
Some
out
skin
everyone
comes.
else.
Someone comes in, tries to cheap shot Batman, but then Snake Eyes defeats the guy. I think it was a Predator skin or something. I can't remember. But he tries
And
to cheap
then
shot Batman.
fucking
But then
Batman gets.
well, then Snake Eyes kills the dude or eliminates because everyone eliminates. Eliminates the guy, and then they kind of look at each other and they have an understanding because no one really speaks in this universe. Snake Eyes is a mute, and Batman because Batman can't talk.
Yeah, no, he talks.
Jones is the only one that's weirdly can talk, but in the game, no one really talks. So
Oh,
they've
and
had
the
that weird
Foundation.
dialogue. They had that weird dialogue. They don't speak English. They're like, like they're kind of like whatever it is. But Batman and Batman and Snake Eyes start sign language to each other. Start talking in sign language, communicating in sign language.
How did Jonesy talk then? He's talking fine English.
Yeah, but he's from actually outside of the game. Jonesy's from actually out. So the event in that thing was Jonesy's actually from the real world. And these characters are from different realities, so they're not really. It's a weird thing. The stories are hard one to catch up on.
Jonesy's was real, is real.
Technically from his real world.
I don't care about the story. To be fair,
It's crazy.
It's all over the joint. Like
you
Star Wars.
gotta follow it from a long time. But anyway, yeah, he basically signed languages with him, and of course Snake Eyes leaves and kills himself, and then Batman actually gets out of. Batman said, well, Batman wins, and he escapes the loop. And then he kind of wins. So there's a thing going on now. When you win, you actually escape this whole cycle. You get to be let out of the thing, but where it's going next, who knows? Because he gets out, Catwoman's there, and there's Deathstroke has captured Catwoman.
It's going to end because they're trying to close it, aren't they? Like get rid of the whole.
That's the whole thing. I guess they're slowly explaining the story.
It's going to just end, and it's just going to.
Well, I feel like the game's going to change from what it is, and we're going to have it. I feel like it's going to go. I had a feeling from the start, even though they've been focusing on Save the World. And ended up going more battle royale focus. I feel like where this game is going to go in the future is we're starting off with because they've kind of they've scrapped Save the World. They've ignored that. Everything's been battle royale trending. Battle royale's going to end at some point. You can't keep making battle royale. Battle royale trend's going to change. How I feel what they're doing now, especially with the story pushing it, I feel like we're going to have a game that's battle royale. It's going to transition for a while, and it's going to change from being a battle royale game, and the game is actually going to. I think this is going to be the first game to actually escape the recipe and change into an entirely different game.
I'd Save the World.
Like it's going to go maybe back to Save the World or something like that, where it's going to be a battle royale game, but then because you know how it's the one game. They just update it, so we're now on chapter 2. So and it's chapter 3, and the game's changing. Like it's not like
the best part of it. I'm not even joking.
Like where we've got basically now, you've got like Overwatch and Overwatch 2, the completely different games. You got to buy a new version to play the next version. Like I feel like this is going to transition where you're going to actually have Fortnite progress through the battle royale.
You've got to buy Save the World though.
Save the World, yeah. Well, that's the thing. They've given it. That's what I'm getting at. Is the point that they've given out recently with how they give it out with the May thing. if we see it the
But you
next,
still got to buy it technically.
well, you got to pay the crew pass, and a lot of people own the crew pass, so they by default they gave you Save the World, and if I feel right, if we see Save the World in the next crew pass given away for free, or the pass, or if it's not the next one, the one after that, where my theory is going is
Definitely go circle and come back to.
Battle Royale is going to start changing, where it's going to go from that Battle Royale is going to end to a degree, and the game's going to force you back to Save the World or something different, and we're going to see this
And then
game.
they'll monetize Save the World and take out
Well,
people doing like missions in Save the World and do things.
Because they've been pushing the missions more and more, and I had this feeling early on that this will be the first game to actually see it change from one game to a completely different game. We're going to see it actually transition in the one game. That's what I'm saying, like in the one game, not actually have a game where you buy expansions, but the game always stays the same. Like you buy World of Warcraft, you buy expansion. It's still World of Warcraft. It's just in a different expansion universe. It's like having a game that started off as an RTS. Like you had a game that started off as an RTS, and as you progress to the RTS, yeah, it's like, well, that's a different kind of play style. Like, I mean, this is still this is a third-person shooter.
I mean, Save the World and
they're still third-person shooters.
They're the same thing. Really.
That's what I mean. Like, it's more of the concept where
the spawning part, like the shooting at everyone.
Yeah, but going from that battle royale concept and maybe more of a story-driven game.
You can still put traps down. You can still.
Well, it will go from being I feel like where it's going to go. It's going to go from being like a battle royale, which it is, to more of maybe like a Destiny type game, or like Outriders,
But how do you do that? That'd be smaller servers. That'd be like just you and like three other mates.
Well, they have a shit ton of servers. Like they have a shit ton of servers. Like they have heaps of servers. You have to
split people up into groups of like squads and
then you'll see other people running around. I feel like that's where we make it. May not be exactly like that, but that's how I feel we're going. Especially how they're saying that you can escape the loop, and they're trying to keep pushing this thing that you can escape the loop. Like what are you going to have once you've escaped the loop? Yeah, like they're trying to end that whole cycle system like that they've got, because you're basically trapped within the Matrix. It's basically the Matrix, and when you win the game, you're ejected from the Matrix and you come into the real world. That's basically what happens.
It's just random.
So you got to really look into it. There's a lot of missions that they've got there. They're slowly starting to delve into it in the game itself. They're starting to put more things that you've actually got to go looking for yourself. And if you do these certain challenges, you're someone that likes doing challenges in the game. You're starting to learn the story.
And it's the characters. They're trying to probably build a Save the World roster.
Yes.
So you can use whoever you want in Save the World.
You already can.
Yeah, I mean, like they're trying to build.
And I think
so you can use whoever the fuck you want in there still.
So there's a recipe going, but I've segued from my original thing, what I was talking about with Summers, but that's where I feel like I'm going. I'm calling it now. I feel like I just want to get something out to call it now. I call it that's where we're going. Battle Royale is going to basically die for Fortnite, and we're going to actually go back to the original recipe. Most probably is. Most of why they stopped working on it is because they want to focus on this. They can work the progression. Or they're not. They say they stopped it, but they're still working on it behind the scene. They're working on stuff behind the scenes still. Note what is and
just getting ready for Fortnite to wrap up. Then they're going to go Switch.
Yeah, and I reckon that's a cool way of doing it. And this might be, like I said, this might be the first game that we're going to see.
The world. Like give you a $20, $30 access point, and then you've got it.
Yep. Well, they're already doing that. They're already doing that now. They've been doing it for this whole time.
And most people don't have it still, though.
And that's why I think if they start giving it out in their crew pass, I feel like we're getting that way. If they do it, because they've done it for this crew pass, which they didn't have to do. But like I said, if they Save the World in the next crew pass, or if not the next one, the one after that, June or July's crew pass, if I see Save the World pop on that again, they're really forcing it out to everyone. So that means everyone has it. So once it's done, you've got it already. You don't have to buy it down the track. Because I think they're trying to get everyone to buy it now. I feel like they're giving it away. Like, they kind of are, because it is a lot cheaper to buy.
It's going to be free in, like, September 2017 or...
And that's because I think they're working on this whole thing, and because it's grown so much, there's a bigger picture that's going on. There's a lot more that's going to happen.
Because is getting old quick. Like, I'm getting sick of Fortnite now.
And that's what I reckon they're going, and that's why we've already seen, especially with the comic book, that Batman has escaped the zone and actually in a different world. Like, it's still the map, but there's no longer the zone. The bubble's gone.
The world, they can do more with that than they can with the battle royale. Like they can do more with the world, the story, with a set. The
fact that we've had crossover universes and things have been coming there.
Like they can set up a whole world there that isn't a fucking shooter. Like it's a battle
different
royale.
Universe. Like it's a completely different universe. So
you can spawn in there. You've got to do missions. You got to like dungeony things to get out, like
because they said it's weird because he escapes the bubble and he's in a different world. He can speak again. Another thing was as well is like it's like a weird because it's kind of like the Matrix, I guess, because they said if you try to wipe his memory, it affects their emotions. So they don't want to wipe Batman's memory because they're trying to train him for something to happen as well. So there's a lot that's going on though.
And to save the world.
This comic's delving in so much more to the backstory of the actual because they've said this comic book has a key is a key story to Fortnite's story. It and it's explaining a lot of it going on. Seriously, Pete, can you stop eating? Right? Yeah, started with Save the World, then it went Battle Royale, and then it's been Battle Royale since then, and Save the World's been kind of forgotten about.
Because the story was in Save the World first, and then they just went,
that is the story mode. Well, that's what a lot of the explanation was, because the other weird thing was because in Battle Royale, in the Save the World, you go to different island areas or zones of the map that are like high cliff zones. It's weird, but then when you got to rescue some civilians on certain maps to get, but when they get rescued,
can save the world on that Battle Royale map. They can
that's exactly
cut that into.
Well, because when you're on the map, this is the thing. So when you in Battle Royale, when you die, you get that thing comes in, it sucks you up.
Yeah.
That machine comes in. So basically, that's the same thing. So in Save the World,
next match.
Yeah, exactly. Reload you back in. So it's like the Matrix plugging you in, storing you, and loading you in again because it spawns you in as well. But in Save the World, when you rescue a civilian, the thing just appears over it and sucks them up, and it teleports them to the lab.
Oh, so they're getting switched.
So a lot of the theories were as well is when you got sucked up,
you go back to the Save the World, and then you get sucked back in.
Could be, or a lot of people were thinking to save the people when they get sucked up and teleported. They're actually being
saving them.
Well, you think about it. You got this lab, but where would everyone? Well, that's the thing. If you're if you're saving these people, and they're getting sucked through these machines to be teleported back to the lab, where's everyone at?
You're saving someone to get sucked up to escape the loop, like.
They're getting stored into this. Well, that's the thing. They're getting sucked up. They're being stored into this, which is the lab, which is this program, which then sends them to to Battle Royale, which is the holding facility. So all the players
going from Save the World to Battle Royale, and then back again when they die.
When they've won, they actually escape. So when they die, they're stuck in the loop. So I think what's happening is the machine teleports people. They get stuck in this system. They're in a loop until they win and they escape. And they come back to the real world, which could be they think it's a split amount of time, but it could have been years. So it could be who knows what's going on with that. That's what I thought was a weird thing.
Other way around, could have been a split of time here.
Years in the game. In the game, because like I said, that's right. In the game, there's a lot of people you save. A lot of them do look alike. But when you teleport them, you don't know where they go. The only people that are left in the game that you communicate with are the current battle hero survivors. They're the only ones you see at the labs. They're the only ones you can play as. They're the only ones that you hear over the comms. All these people you rescue, you don't know where they go. So the thing is what we're thinking is when you rescue them, like a few people have been theorizing, and I've thought about it as well, is when you rescue them, they get sucked up and they get, like I said, sent to the Battle Royale. They're stuck in this machine because that's where it stores them to keep them protected, is in this system because it stores them there. And they just keep fighting just so that because there's nowhere else to put them. Because if you try to, because it's like any kind of zombie apocalypse. It's like, oh, we're gonna survive. Let's go this location or let's go this location. Well, there's still chances we're going to be attacked. If you get caught, stored and saved digitally, like as a weird teleported backup, you're fine. Unless that machine gets broken, then you're screwed because then you're dead from. I mean, you die anyway. But then it's a weird concept.
We'll find out eventually.
So I don't know. But anyway, what I was going to get to. What I was originally getting to
about Fortnite, this one.
Long round about Fortnite. What I was originally getting to with Samus was in that scene where Batman was fighting Snake Eyes. In the background, right next to Thick Thighs Chun-Li, is you see the outline of Samus standing there because you see the body standing there with the giant dome shoulders and the head. Yeah, you know she's got those giant. Samus has those giant dome shoulders. You see her silhouette sitting on the cliffside, and you see this little head with these giant dome shoulders. It's like, well, that's Samus. It's like there's no two ways about it. So. That's what I was going to get to, and we had this whole Fortnite take, so...
I guess Nintendo went, no thanks.
Well, I think it was all the debacle going on, and they're like, yeah, we'll stay out of that for now. But
look how long... Nintendo don't license their characters anywhere other than... They bring characters into Nintendo.
Well, they were already talking about, like, that was the whole process. They had it situated, and I guess they've already made the model, or someone made a model, but that's why Aloy got delayed too, because there was that whole extra talk, because they had Kratos come across fine.
Got their silhouette, and that's it. No, they just... made a little shadow
reference, so they knew they figured they were going to have it. Well, that's what they're saying. That
if they tease it, it doesn't matter if they don't go in. But if they've shown off the
that was the thing. It was
image.
Yeah, because like I said, she was meant to drop when Kratos and Master Chief dropped, And
That's
that
a
was
long
same.
time ago
And that
now.
was same with the Alloy. Alloy was meant to drop when they dropped as well, but
Aloy.
yeah,
Alloy.
Alloy. She was meant to drop.
Aloy.
She was meant to drop around the same time they did. But then there
Hmm.
was delayed hesitation, and then so did Lara Croft. Lara Croft was meant to be with them as well, but there was delayed hesitation. And then she dropped in the past instead, and then but then there was talks that Aloy was meant to drop in the past, and it just got this whole shabarkle nonsense, and it's just like, ugh.
It could have been free in the past, but
They
fucking
made you pay for it
$90 and
instead.
three
But
skins.
now we've got this bloody NBA crossover instead,
I'm not
and
buying no more.
but as
Let's
well,
do it,
for
Daryl.
you though, Jim, as well, I was going to tell you you need to get on the Fortnite and redeem that thing and get that skin so it's there so you can do the challenges whenever. So the shadow skin set. It's that chick. She's got the black and white. It's a shadow outfit. It's a
I'll
free
do it
skin.
after the body.
It's a free skin on Fortnite. So all you got to do is a few challenges, which is you got to play 5 matches with friends. You get the pickaxe. I think it was.
Ugh.
Survive. It's just playing matches, basically. It's just playing games. You get it
I
just
like
playing a few
Fortnite,
games. But we've played so much games. You've played heaps of it. So
Yeah.
when you play those few more rounds, like just a
get
night.
burned out of it though when you
Yeah.
play it every fucking
But basically,
night.
you just redeem it. You play like typical night's worth like we normally do, and you've got it. You've got the whole set. You got the skin, the back bling, and the pickaxe. So
Backling.
it's just, yeah, so it's a cool little pack.
The Batwing.
The Batwing. But that's
Daryl
all
got the
I've gone
Batwing. He's
through.
like fucking Batcape. Like, Wah-zah!
I know, it's pretty funny watching things cross with other characters.
It's like that doesn't look right. But also Daryl is Batman.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Him playing Batman.
Batman got a crossbow, bitch.
Uh,
Oh, sorry.
but Daryl works really well if you were to play Save the World, which I feel like I need to get him.
Oh,
I
I
could use him.
zombies.
Yeah, just running around and just having him would be friggin' dope. It'd work
Was
so
that
well.
freaking wiggle dance? Some of the deaths look so weird from characters like Kratos. Him smiling. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
creepy as hell.
it is weird. That's my stuff. You've mentioned Rambo Warzone. Yeah, so there's the Rambo Die Hard stuff in Warzone, which looks pretty
Yeah,
dope.
which John McClane looks nothing like John McClane.
Yeah, but yeah, Rambo is like to a T like Stallone. So,
Oh, so you've seen it too, have you? Like
Yeah.
John McClane looked weird, like a beard and hair. Like,
but I mean,
What?
it is Bruce Willis. He's very iffy of getting his likeness and stuff, and I'd say he was being difficult about it.
he's had Die Hard games with his likeness in it, but why not?
Yeah, that was where he was back then. He's very... Dude, he's the kind of guy that gets anal over weird things these days. He gets cranky
He has
because...
the right to be.
he's just so weird these
He probably
days.
doesn't agree with it being in there, but they've got to do it because he's 80s.
Yeah.
But there's other ones like Sigourney Weaver. She could have been in there.
Yeah. I mean, they got her in Fortnite.
I mean, like, we're going to do it better because it would be like their
More
own. They'll keep
detail.
it faithful to what. Like Rainbow, he looks fucking great in Warzone. Like,
Well, that's the thing. That's
It's
the other
the
thing, too. There's two
first
different art
blood
styles.
Rambo,
It's,
too.
it's the two different art styles. They've got a more hyper-real style where Fortnite's that cartoony thing.
that's why I'm keen for Modern Warfare 2. I imagine how that's going to look on next gen.
Dude, they should just add the Terminator. Imagine seeing the Terminator running around Warzone.
Oh yeah, Terminator 80s, Terminator and Rambo, John McClane. That's pretty much it.
Like, that makes sense, having some T-100s running around.
Just have fucking Schwarzenegger in his fucking jacket and boots, and it just walk
Yeah,
around the
even
fucking
that.
shoddy.
Like, that would work.
You don't.
Good dog. I know, Arnie
Dog,
would be.
come
He'd be
on.
down for that. He wouldn't say
It'd be
no.
cool if I got to the end of the map. Get to the chopper. He
Yeah.
just says that.
That would be great. That little soundbite. Get to the chopper. Oh,
chopper.
man. You got anything else to discuss as well? You got anything to talk about?
I got some.
Because I've gone through all the
one
things I
that's
wanted to
sad,
nip it.
But I'll get through the quick ones first. But Days Gone is out now on PC.
Yes,
Come out 3 days ago.
we did briefly plug that before.
Which I'm thinking about doing that again on PC.
Hmm.
I'm not going to go the full platinum because,
Nope. Would that give you achievements?
yeah, on Steam, yeah. Why?
Yeah.
Dale, what are you thinking? You're going to get... You're going to play it on Steam, aren't you? But you got it for PS, so you don't need to.
Yeah. I don't want to...
As you've spoken about Warzone, GTA 5 has a release date for next-gen consoles,
Oh, yeah.
which PS4 and PS5 and Xbox Series S and X, November November 11th.
I'm still wanting to know what this big thing that they're
A long
planning
way
to
away.
bring, because they're like the whole next gen versions, or I think it was
Oh,
PS5, like that.
PS5 gets extra
Yeah, I
content.
want to know what their content's going to be. I'm
I
kind of
think it's
curious.
story content.
Like they actually, like that's what I mean. Like if it's actually DLC story for it, I'm like, what are they going to do? Because that's kind of cool. Like, I'm
Right?
curious.
Like, I'm trying to see first person how good this gonna look. On-
I wonder if they fixed up the first person mode.
It was pretty good, but yeah, it was a bit janky, wasn't it?
I really want to play it.
Why
Like
don't they just
I'd
throw it
love
again?
to. I'd love to play that in first person mode the whole game. I tried doing it. It's so janky on the last gen.
I think
The
next
frames
gen
is
will
a
be
bit
better.
because the frames it's very choppy. I reckon if
It's
it's
a bit jumpy. It
yeah.
wasn't consistent.
Hmm.
But also, Last of Us 2 got its first PS5 patch.
Mm.
It runs at 60 frames now, which is
Yep.
pretty cool. It's not going to be so sluggish like it
Yeah.
was. Also, Resident Evil Infinite Darkness movie, which is looking pretty
Yes.
cool.
That's the Netflix
It's
one.
got Leon and Claire that comes out later in the year
Mm.
on Netflix. I think it is.
Yeah, they did another drop of that. They
Most of the
another
Resident Evil stuff is on
teaser or something.
Netflix.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're partnered with
No,
them.
it's like a full 2-minute trailer.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's
Looks cool.
Sony. I think owns the right.
Mm,
I think it is.
no,
Or someone.
maybe.
It's
But
because
why is it on Netflix?
because Sony's got everything on. Sony's partnered with Netflix.
Hence why Spider-Man's on there, I
Yep.
guess.
It is. They don't have it on Disney Plus at the moment. Anything Spider-Man comes first to Netflix priority, and then Disney later.
Yeah, because they've got a deal going on. So
Yeah, there's a thing about that.
they wouldn't have
recently.
their own streaming thing because there's too
No,
many of
that's
those
exactly
fucking
why they don't
things.
want to do it. Because why would they want to do that with Sony? Like,
Like we mentioned Fortnite, NBA. This is one that I'm pissed about. You know, Hotel Transylvania.
yep.
There's a fourth one. It's called Transformania, which the
I didn't even
story
want
is
to. I didn't even want to bring that up.
there's a little device where it turns monsters into humans and humans into monsters,
We already know where that's going to go.
and everyone gets zapped and shit and fucking Drac gets turned into a human. He's like, no.
What's gonna? We already know what's gonna happen is someone gonna become human. Some are gonna love being human and not want to be turned back, and some are gonna be like, I need to turn back.
You know, one of the butlers, like who
Yeah.
pushed the carts around, he gets turned into a human, and he gets bit by a zombie straight after. He's like, oh.
Because he already was a zombie. Yeah, that's.
He's like, I'm a real. He's like, bit. He's like, he didn't last long.
But what if you would turn
but
back?
also-
If they'd used the thing to turn back, you would turn back to being human then.
Yeah.
If they
But
did read,
I
if they
guess-
read turn around again.
The shot was accidental. Like it accidentally hit him. He's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
I've
but the
watched
sad
it.
thing
I'd rather
is-
avoid it.
There's no Adam Sandler who's voicing Drac.
Oh, what is he in it?
Nope.
Oh, he's out of it altogether.
The voice actor sounds kind of like Adam Sandler. Like
Oh,
does
so
voice,
the
but-
character's still in it, but they've got someone else to do the voice, have they?
Yep.
Why not just move away and just hit the character out and have it based?
The actor is Brian Hull, which I've never heard of him, but Brian Hull. He's done Disney things before.
But wouldn't it make sense? Wouldn't it
To
make
just take him out?
sense to take him out and actually have it centered more around the daughter and her boyfriend?
The boyfriend got turned into a werewolf.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
In the trailer, it was like, I'm
Well,
a monster.
because he did. I think something happened in the last one. Didn't it happen in the third one.
Oh, Jack packed up his shit and went.
Something happened in the third one. I can't
I
remember.
haven't seen the third one.
But like, at least I feel like what they could have done is taken the father out of it because he always played this whole thing. He kind of accepted that they'd moved on because I think he was trying to find someone else himself. I think it was like,
But, like,
move that out, make it about
he's-
more about the daughter and her boyfriend, and then because he was human and she was a monster, like have them change, and then he was already accepting anyway,
Considering
but
it's
have
a
her
whole
being
fucking movie.
like it makes sense to progress the storyline, move it on and base it on those two characters instead. Like actually more of devolving their storyline, like their arc, like do
You gotta
that.
watch the trailer. It sounds like Adam Sandler, but also it doesn't in a way. Like it's not.
I don't
have the
know.
same oomph
I don't know why
behind it.
people don't understand when they progress, like why they need to keep all the same characters. Like move,
If they kept him, let's get Adam Sandler in.
yeah.
If he wanted more money, give him more fucking money.
But they're like they were his basic movies, though almost like
Yeah, like he first made Drac himself.
like.
But That's a little randy rant.
No, that's all right. We always rant.
Also, Rust is out on consoles now. On
Yes.
PS4 and Xbox One. I don't see
Rust
why
on
you
Game
won't play it.
Pass.
The servers...
No.
No, it's not on Game Pass.
that's
Then no.
what all those that's what all those Game Pass users would have been hoping for.
Rust on Game Pass? No. Oh, Game Pass so good for games. If you want to play 10-year-old games.
That's exactly it. People
I've
keep it
already
going. That's what
played
people
new
keep
stuff
going.
on
But
there.
all these games are 60 frames or 70 frames on Xbox Series. You look at the games. They're old games that really don't need that. They don't
There
need
are
it.
some good old games, like Two Brothers is good. I've played a few old, like Black's on there. Black's a good game.
Oh, that was like the recent story I saw. Where was it?
There's like a handful of good games.
I'm gonna find
The
that
rest are
tweet.
just-
It was this. It was descending. What was that
And
bike? That bike.
we're all keen for E3. I think that episode's going to be big, Daz, because we didn't have E3 last year. We've got E3 this year, which you've got to keep up. And Summer Games Fest. At the same fucking time, nearly. Probably going to go long.
This is it here. Someone. This is the tweet I found. So I got it here saved. It was someone was plugging the old. Oh, it's another Xbox 120 frame game. And it's just like, what is the game? Descenders. It's like that's just a bike game. It's just a shitty BMX bike mountain riding game.
I've
Just
seen that game. It's not graphically impressive.
Like it's 120 FPS at 4K, but it's like here 120 FPS slash 4K at 30 frames.
Which means it's 1080 or 1440 upscaled to 4K.
It's exactly so. Therefore it's like major, and then they captioned here major 120 FPS slash 4K upgrades for Xbox Series X and S players. But then you read it in the bracket from the actual image itself, 120 frames per second or 30 frames at 4K.
What is the 120 frames? Because I've seen in like Dirt 5, it's 1080p.
And it's like,
Upscale,
oh,
or
100, I was like,
40
oh, it's
upscale.
120 frames. Like, yeah, but what's the actual resolution? Like, it's 1080. That's 1080 at 120. That's base minimum. And the game, I don't know, like, the game is shit anyway. I've played it on
Yeah, I've
fucking
tried
thing.
playing it.
So trash. But,
I
like,
didn't like
it's such a game that's low-end graphics anyway. And people are just like, oh my god, we got 120 frames. What's actually the game? What's the
If you can
game?
get the last verse running at 60. Oof.
It's like, oh my god,
Ooh.
this game runs at 220 frames per second. What's the game? It's Minecraft. It's
My
Like-
PC can do that.
like it's not a real thing,
I've
but
got-
like it's
I've got
examples.
300
It's just
frames
like
on Fortnite.
it's like it's
Yeah,
it's the
unnecessary.
same example. It's just like unless it's actually like, oh, it's Halo 5 at 120 frames at 4K. Like, okay, like that's actually something.
84K as well, like not just
Yeah, like
ups-
4K
not
at
ups-
120, like
upscaled.
that is understandable. But when it's just shit that people are just picking out, going, "Oh my god, Xbox has got this." Oh yeah, and what? Fucking PlayStation 5 isn't putting fucking Ratchet and Clank out at 4K at what? 120 most probably, or was it 60? No, 60.
Oh, that's 60.
But that
Which
makes
I
sense.
don't care about 120. Like if it's.
But then that's the
60,
other thing too.
good.
That's the other thing
all
too. It's
you
like
need.
people go, "Oh my god, it's 120 frames." Tell me the TV you're running it on. Oh, it's just my cheap $300 TV. Oh, that doesn't even know what 120 hertz is.
It's only 60.
Like it's only 60 exactly. So it doesn't mean
my,
fucking
my
shit.
TV's 60.
Like that's the
My
thing that
monitor's
gets
144. Which
My-
I,
my monitor is
I've seen-
75. My monitor is 75. TV's are 60 hertz. Who gives a fuck if it has 120? Unless you've got the machine like the TV or the
Unless you've got an
monitor
OLED or
that's going to run
it's
it.
120.
Yeah. Then you're not gonna. It's not. Doesn't matter what it has.
which the OLED owners are down here. Everyone else
That's
is up
why,
here
and they're
with
being
60
like,
hertz.
"Oh, the
Like,
game's at 1080 at 60 frames, huh?" Most TVs that most common people have are only 1080. And not many people like there are people that have 4K, but not everyone has 4K. Like the games are 4K compatible, like they will play output at 4K, but
It's
primarily,
still good on a 1080p TV.
yeah,
but
yeah. But
That's
but then again,
keyboard warriors,
but
bro.
then again, you can have that 1080p resolution. You can have that 60 frames or 120 frames per second. The other thing is too, these newer engines are building high resolution games that are more than that anyway. That they're getting dumbed down, and they still look amazing because they like
Yeah.
I said to you earlier, like building thumbnails. I build my design at like 6,000 by 6,000 fucking pixels, and then I shrunk it down to fucking what was it 112 pixels Or and like
Yeah.
and it looks amazing because it was so large and you shrunk it down, so it keeps it a lot of the resolution if you can do it
That's the
right.
thing. If you're doing 1080p on, just say, my 65 inch, that looks bad.
Yeah, if you're going, and that's what people forget. If you're going from a low resolution to a stretched image, it looks shit. But if you get the highest resolution, you condense it down, it looks good. And that's what they're trying to do. They're building games with these high resolutions
I've
where they
got
condense
a
them down.
27 inch here. I put that compared to my 65. I prefer it on here.
And that's
Like the
that's part of my
1440p,
rant.
like.
Yeah, and that's like I said. That's part of my rant earlier in the episode was stuff like that. Is people going on about all these things. Like they don't understand what these things are. They're going, oh, they're just saying, oh, it has 4K. They're just saying words. They don't understand. It's just like, oh my god, I got a banana. It's a fucking banana. Yeah, of course you've got a banana. Like, what is it gonna do? Like, it gives you potassium. Like, I don't know. Like, you're saying these things. It's like, do you not understand what it actually means? It's like someone going, I've got a banana, and they're treating like they're rich. It's just like, it's just a banana.
People on Twitter. You don't
Like,
believe
I'm
Twitter.
starting to understand. I'm starting to understand why people hate Twitter. These people are just blabbering things out of their mouths that don't have any sense.
They don't even fact check.
They speak before they've even woken up, it feels like. It's like, have they had their morning coffee? Have you, like, they're just blabbering shit. They don't have no knowledge about. They don't understand. They're just like,
Earlier about that, I'm like,
oh, it's just...
I've firsthand. I play on both. They're both good.
yes.
I've still got a 1080p. No, 1080p TV. It's a 3D
Yes.
one. Things look good on that still.
Yep.
Like I was running things.
And most of the things people don't even
1080p on
notice.
this, on a 4K screen. Don't do it.
So that's why I laugh with all these people going like, oh, it has this. Like, oh, okay, yeah, so it sounds better because it has an extra digit in it. It's because it's got the extra number. It must be better. Not always. Do you? Oh, so what? So if you got a test, because it has the extra digit, you want it to sound better. Oh, look, this is 100%. Fuck yeah, it's 100%. Huh? You've only got 10%. Yeah, but you got AIDS. Like,
Yeah.
like, oh fuck yeah, I have 100% AIDS. That's fucking sick. Yeah, I can have it. Oh, fuck. I said the wrong word on the thing that shouldn't be anywhere. But anyway, doesn't really matter. I'm getting wild now with it, but it's just like, yeah, I got 100%, yeah, I got 100% AIDS, huh, suck shit, you only got 10% AIDS. I'd rather have 10% AIDS than 100%. Fucking hell. Just because it sounds bigger doesn't mean it's better.
Oh, exactly. That's 100%.
I'm gonna have to, I might have to bleep that spot.
I didn't really hear it, so it was fine.
Maybe we're fine. Oh, I just got wild, I got too riled up there. Oh.
All I heard was it would cut out. You just went too high for the registry or
I'm
something.
hoping,
Like it
I'm
just
hoping.
cut out.
Oh, I got really into it there. But no, it's just, these people are just dumb. They're just really dumb.
They don't. I think they're just
blabbering. They don't even feel like they have this.
just millennials who like. I know tech.
Well, that was like that dude I messaged you about the other day. I'm like, you going like, oh, because I know you must have heard of Dealer before.
Oh, deal it. Yeah, he's an Xbox person.
I'm like, I have no idea who he is. I'm like, I see that name because it's apparently his gamer tag as well.
If you want to see Xbox fanboyism,
Yeah.
open your Twitter right now.
Yeah.
Type in Colt Eastwood.
Colt Eastwood. Oh no. Am I going to
Colt
be triggered?
Eastwood.
But no, it's like, but
Maybe.
yeah, it's. Oh no, I don't want to tag. I don't want to tag anyone.
Or even better, go on YouTube and type in Colt Eastwood.
But
Do it now.
what
I would do it as well because I want to see it because I haven't actually checked it myself recently. But one word, he's got like his face, like a blue face, blue background face.
but
Like, I actually think he was cool, but he is so fucking pro Xbox. He's got- And I have you found him? He's that dude. That
yeah, I found Colt. Wait, yeah, I found Colt. Wait, wait, what?
that guy.
Oh,
We're not throwing shit at your Colt. I swear.
I typed in something else.
Colt Eastwood.
Yeah, I spelled it as actually like Colt.
Yeah, COLT.
I spelled it
Colt
as CULT.
Colt. Xbox Colt. Fucking Colt Eastwood. You read some of them damn tweets.
He usually shares a lot of tweets.
Yep. But like his own tweets, You look at his YouTube page. I'm subscribed to him. I should just stop now because he's just always every video is about Xbox. I'm not even shitting
It's
you.
just like I don't. Just like I said, I don't know if people
The
understand.
first thing he says in the videos is this generation of Xbox. I'm like, ah. It's like
There's
games
no
are coming.
improvements at this
When?
stage. Yeah, when? Not stop
When
rehashing
are the
shit.
games coming? Halo Infinite 2022 now, I think.
Just listen to that
Fable
one.
2025.
I think you just need to listen to that one guy that you listen to, and we'll be all good.
Who, Michael? Oh, Michael!
Skibbity bop bop dude up.
Oh, Scooty Bop, fucking rich.
Skibbity bop bop dude up. I love that. Every time I'm sitting there and we're in chat and it just starts, it's just the skibbity bop. I'm like, oh, I know exactly where this is going.
Scooty Bop, boom.
It's fucking so good. I love his intro.
He actually says it sometimes too. Like he just in the videos like Scooty Bop.
Oh, but anyway, fuck.
Going all out.
They're just dumb.
Hey, we won't get rich
If
on
you
there
gotta
one
be
day.
dumb, you gotta be dumb.
Because he'll be cool to have on there. Like, he'll speak the fucking truth.
Yeah.
He'll be like, he'll go full ham with you.
Oh, I would love it. I need someone I could really get mad with.
Oh, I would, but I'll go too far. I guess. If I don't like something,
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
Oh, I don't care. See, I'll fucking read about
try
it.
and keep it contained because I don't.
We're gonna have one of
dislike
them.
them.
We're gonna have one episode where it's gonna happen. We're gonna have one episode.
Oh yeah.
You can
It
try.
will.
You can try and cancel us all you want. I'll fucking shove my foot up your ass. You don't know which way you'd be
You
shitting.
can't cancel us. We won't go away. No one's gonna care because we're speaking the truth.
We'll just come back as Beardy Bros 2.0. It'll legit be Beardy Bros 2.0 podcast.
No, but they can't cancel us because
No, but if we got
only-
got removed, I'll rename the name as Beardy Bros 2.0 podcast.
Beardy Bros with a vengeance.
Oh man.
Beardy Bros, fuck cancel culture.
Oh man, this is a long
it's happy.
episode.
Cancel culture's gone though. Like now, no one's
basically
really
is.
cancelled anymore. Because they finally grew up and thought, oh, what we've been doing is fucking
Well,
childish.
not just that, people aren't listening to it anymore. People are realizing that it's just childish bullshit. People aren't listening to it. But yeah, there's more shit I can rant on about, but I think I'm done. I don't want to keep going.
I mean, I've got a couple more things there.
Yes, I said I'd rather you go on with your stuff.
Like you went on with something. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I'll just
You're in rant mode.
I could keep going, and I don't want to.
But with E3 coming up, which I'm keen for. Well, not really, because Sony's got the same thing going.
Scooty bop bop,
but
do that.
Bethesda and Microsoft are doing a joint E3 conference. I'm like, let Bethesda. They said that Bethesda were going to be doing their own thing still, but they got them combining for E3.
Well, it's because they're partnership now, and they're just like, oh, we're gonna do everything with
They
them.
said they're with them, but they're separate still. But they're doing their own ideas. But they're doing a combined E3. Let them do their own because Bethesda have the best E3 conferences.
So they're not gonna do any of their own thing at all separately. They're just gonna work it with. Actually, do you know why? I reckon. Do you know why? Because I bet you. No, not just that. Do you know why? Because you look at how we had before. You see Bethesda panel, they announced a bunch of stuff. You see Xbox, they announced a bunch of stuff. What I reckon this time is ratio scale. Bethesda has this much to announce, and Xbox might have that much to announce. So they're using them.
One thing.
Be like, oh, we've got all these things, but Xbox has only got a tiny amount, while they've got this massive chunk of stuff to talk about. So I reckon that's what it could be.
That much other than just Starfield and
Hey,
Elder Scrolls
remember how like last E3 that they talked about Elder Scrolls 6 like 2-3 years in advance before they even
that's coming out 2026 apparently. So
still coming, so they'll mostly plug it again.
I don't. If we get some gameplay, I'll be happy. That's it.
Not just
give us
plug stuff,
gameplay
not
of Starfield, Elder Scrolls, Fallout 5 because that got leaked. I'm getting angry. Because that got leaked. Fallout 5. I haven't seen it yet, but apparently it's a thing.
Yeah,
Don't make it multiplayer.
we've already been down that road. Even though apparently 76 is a lot better now. Apparently, 76 is
No,
still
but it's a
pretty good.
fucking
But
engine. You can't fix that fucking
Yeah.
engine. The engine's 20 years old.
I think they need to do that. Yeah, fix things first before they try it.
I
They
think
should have.
Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield are on the new engine, which would be the new engine.
Well, look at how their partner companies went with fucking
Doom and id and all that, like id
yeah.
Arcade.
Well,
They're all on their own engines. They're not using Bethesda's.
they're not even part of Bethesda, but fucking thingy. Oh, I forgot the game now.
Machine Games. Wait, who?
That was that game they built. That was like fucking Fallout. That space
Fallout?
game. Outer
Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds, yeah.
No, that was Obsidian. So
But like they had, but you can see that they had worked with them.
yeah,
They left
but
and they've done their own thing. But look at them. They've moved. They've had their own. They've left.
that's not the most polished game though.
No. But that's the thing though. You look at where they were originally. The Obsidian was with them. They did New Vegas. They I guess left and then did their own thing, and now they've made their own engine and stuff. But like, look at that compared to like 76 and 4.
Oh yeah.
Like, and
Oh,
even though it's
New
not.
Vegas was better than Fallout 3, 4, and
But then that's me. But then you look at it
people love
now.
New Vegas.
You say that, yeah, like it's still not polished. But then you look at that and you look at like 76, and you look at that and 76, that 76. Like that's doing a lot better than 76 and how 76 runs. Like Outer Worlds is like
36 didn't even look good when I first played it.
it operates just like you're playing Fallout 4.
That's why I
it's
couldn't
so
finish
janky.
4 because my game broke pretty much. Like I couldn't do anything. I
It's
couldn't
so janky.
build.
Well, the amount of time it
One,
finally took me to
nothing
get
was
into
paid.
to 3, and then I finally played 3 and finished 3. That took me a long time to get into that.
But 3's so linear. Like it's not open world. It's just straight paths.
4, I got pretty far into 4. I nearly finished 4, I think, and I stopped. But those games,
Preston Garvey just annoyed the living piss out of me.
Hmm.
I wanted to shoot him. I think you can kill him. I think people do that now.
Oh, I got close to finishing 4, and I didn't come back to it because it just got horrible.
Got repetitive. Got too tedious.
That's why I don't really play those games, because they're too tedious. They demand so much from me.
Skyrim. People praise it, but I can't play it because it's buggy as fuck.
Oh, that was the other thing I was going to bring up. I don't know if it was this week or last week it happened, but there was a story where someone went around and killed every player in Skyrim.
Right.
They killed everyone they could in
I want to be a
Skyrim.
werewolf again.
That was like one of my playthroughs. The first time after I did everything, you come to that first village. Like this is how, which I'm surprised the game is actually so RNG, I guess, random generated. Like it's not
Yes,
the same.
certain bits.
Like so, you know when you start the game off, you do the whole start, and then you after you've done everything, you come to that first village where you got to come through and you do that first village and you
over
do
the
everything from there. You come through over the mountain, you come through, and then you finally get that first village, and then you start you off where you go here, runs you through everything. You know the kid and everything, goes all that stuff.
You go to White Horse to get the horse.
When you come to that village, and then you go to the castle, like the fortress kind of castle kingdom thing, whatever it is. So when you're in that first little village at the start of the game, when I first played the game and I first come to that village, it was under a vampire attack, and I didn't even realize. And I turned into a vampire at the very start of the game.
I've never had that.
Yeah, okay, because you do the whole thing where you learn everything, you come to that village, and you're supposed to talk to everyone. So what ended up happening was I talked to them, did everything, I walked off, turn around, come back. I barely, walked away for, 5-10 minutes. Come back, everyone was being attacked. I'm like, what's going on here? This dude was doing stuff like, it might have been just dusk tonight. And then I was like, oh, okay, I'll fight these guys. And then I was like, oh, and then I got infected, and I realized I became a vampire. And I was like, what? No, the game just started. And then my friends were telling me, oh, don't become a vampire, don't avoid that. I'm like, I couldn't do anything. I became a vampire at the start of my game. First half an hour of the game, I'm already a vampire. I had no if, buts, or maybes, or choices.
I didn't get that at all.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I'm a vampire now because I slayed a bunch of people and a bunch of people in that town died, and I was like, okay. Then you go off to that kingdom, and then you learn you get your first thing, and you get your training and register or whatever it was. And,
I want to play Skyrim again. I've got it.
I really want it. I want the whole complete edition so I can get everything. I've got it on VR anyway. Actually, it is fun on VR.
I tried looking down and jumping. Oh my god, vertigo. I'm like, ooh.
Something like that, like Skyrim, like Fallout, of course, if it was improved. I don't want the idea of Fallout.
The thing.
But like, if they had something that was like those kind of games, or if it was like Elder Scrolls Online, like if they had something like that kind of concept, not those specifically, but if they had those kind of games in VR online, I would fucking love playing that. I reckon I would invest a lot of time because I'm actually being immersed in, and I'm actually getting to explore around, and I could play with you, and we could actually go on adventures. Like,
on that new engine, not the current one. Not
yeah,
the one
like it doesn't have to be them games specifically, or even made by them in general. Not even made by Bethesda. It could be anyone. But like, it'd be cool to actually play an RPG in VR and actually be able
There
to
is
do it
something like
together.
that.
Like, actually properly go and do stuff and not play like game room,
Rec room.
rec room, game room.
We could put it in the rec room.
We need to play VR again. I need to set that up. I honestly really need to set that.
Can we
My
do it
God,
between
stop chewing!
consoles, eh?
Hey,
Could we do it from PS5 to 4? I think we can because the game still works.
I think so. I
Get the
reckon I
Walking
could.
Dead.
I reckon I could set up in here. I do need to set up for my PC because I wanted to set up to my PC.
I need space. I've got no space.
But even then, we could do the PlayStations and hook it up to the PlayStations and play some games. Or
We need to get VR for PC because they got a lot more games.
well, that's the thing. You can hook if you download the right programs. You can hook your PSVR to it and use those games on.
Yeah, but the controls don't always work.
Oh, I won't be able to use move sticks. I don't think I have to use a controller.
Yeah, it's dodgy because then you're just playing a game. Like,
But those things are very expensive.
Though.
I want to get that for the PlayStation. I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing, and then
Easy.
PC eventually.
Yeah. No, there's some things.
When I've got a proper setup, like a proper area. I'm not doing it in this little fucking whack, Mike.
Yeah, I need to upgrade some room space. We need to set up some spaces.
When you move again.
I can clear out the lounge room, sort that out, because all my stuff's in the coffee table. The coffee table lifts up, and then all my VR stuff's in the coffee table. So you just gotta lift the lid up.
I want one of them.
It's
handy.
It leans out, and then it's all in there nicely.
Imagine you put something on there, and you're like, oh, boom, smash.
It's all underneath, so it's a nice solid table it hides away in.
Or over there.
But yeah, anyway, we've gone for a long time on this episode. This is nearly 2.5 hours.
Oh, yeah.
You've gone for like 2.5 hours.
And that was just without the E3 version that's coming.
So.
If we got E3, then Summer Games Fest, like straight up.
We'll do it again like last time, where there'll just be. We'll forget every other news and it'll be only focused on that. And we'll talk just that. There's no ranting.
But we'll quickly run through like points.
Yeah, like we'll work through unless it's like big stuff. Like, but most of the time it is a lot of game stuff. Unless it's something we want to talk about that we want to bring up, we'll talk about it. But yeah, of course, like it'll be more focused on kind of around that. We want to get more, I guess, like we did last time, but not too over aggressive. Being like, this is just it. You know, being very robotic and tight. Being like, we're reporting on this. We want to be chill as always.
It'd be like this, just E3 and
it's just be more me being maintained and not segueing so much.
That's all segueing.
Just not as much as like I did before when I was talking about.
Things out
Well, I mean,
more for that. There'll be a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, I mean, we don't end up with me segueing, trying to talk about Samus coming to Fortnite, and me segueing, talking about Snake Eyes and the whole fucking story arc. We don't want that. We don't want that.
You can't really do it with E3. I mean, because Fortnite won't really be. I mean, it'll be there.
No, but we could talk about a game, and next minute we start segueing and talk about this whole thing of what's happening with the game, and like half an hour, 40 minutes later, we've just talked about one game when there's still 10 games to mention about. So that's what I'm saying. I'm controlling myself that episode.
So you might have to cut the potty up then and just do a bit through the week, just release it.
No! I'm not doing that. It's too much.
Oh, you fucking spat. You gotta clean that up. Oh, you did it again.
It landed on my leg. A little bit of spit came out. A little bit of spit came out.
Fucking crazy, man.
Fucking crazy, man. Oh, mate. Anyway, I think that's it. I'll leave it to you, Jim, to wrap up the episode if you got nothing else to talk about. We need to get this done. I gotta go toilet.
Yeah, touche. But yeah, thank you, Beardies and Beardettes, for joining us on episode 21. 21? Hey, I got it right, looking. But as always, we've been Dale and Jim, and he's got spit in his fucking goatee. You could see you look like that.
A little bit of shine.
We've been Dale and Jim. We'll be back next week with episode 22. Or is it?
Yeah, 20. You just said 21, so yeah, 22.
I'm trying to get a joke for it, but like 22 and 22, you can't really reverse it. But we'll catch you guys next week. Stay safe, stay awesome, bye.
Stop, stay it up, that day,
Fucking love it. Fucking love it, mate.